What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And you are tuned in to another episode of Poor Minds,
where a drunk mind speaks sober thought.
What's up, girl?
Hey, girl, you look cute.
Thank you.
You done switched up the hair. You done switched up the lip.
I know. I did a color today.
Who are you?
A new bitch. You know, it's giving brand new.
It is.
Look, we're going to get into that in a second. We got to, we always do that.
Our guests.
I'm with it.
And we have a guest today.
We do.
Let me say, I'm very excited.
I am too.
You know, I feel like we're going to get our learn on today.
We're going to get that knowledge.
We dress conservative.
We try. I did try.
It's giving lady business.
I like
Ryan said that when I walked in. He said, I like this. I said, you know me, business up top.
Party at the bottom.
Okay, that's the both worlds.
Okay, so tell us who you are, what you do, and just give us a rundown.
Wall Street Trapper. So I just focus on educating our culture on how to build wealth and how to plant the seeds of generational wealth. So a lot of times we get caught up in being programmed on that we're not able to build wealth, that we're not able to be successful, that we can only be like rappers or athletes. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But we limit ourselves. And then if it's not that, for me, it was then just being a dope boy is the next thing. Like growing up in New Orleans. So it was like, I can't, I'm too slow to run. And I ain't really that good at rapping.
Right.
So it was like, all right, so the hustlers was who got all the attention. So I was like, all right, this is what I gravitated to. Saw my moms get shot when I was young. But it was a way of, she showed me like, yo, this is the world. And you got to learn it. You get it from a first-hand point of view. Nobody going to tell you, this is it. This is what you got to go up against. So I learned that, cultivated myself in the streets, learned from the gangsters. And then I wound up going to prison for shooting somebody. So I went to prison for attempt murder on robbery. Did 10 years in prison, but that's why I got introduced to financial literacy.
Okay. In prison?
In prison.
I know that's right.
Yeah. So it was a situation where I was in a cell and this white dude was just like, man, y'all playing the wrong game. And I was like, well, if you playing a different game, you ain't here with me.
Right.
So what game you playing? But it was just, he was like, well, you in here for attempt murder on robbery, you're probably looking at 99 years. He embezzled $2.8 million. He just did 18 months. He paid off $800,000, kept $2 million.
Damn.
Right? So
18
like,
months don't sound too bad.
It don't sound bad. You're like, yeah.
Hey, time is hard.
I do that again. You know?
Year and a half.
Not bad. You know, so that kind of like shook my mind, like, damn, like, and I started replaying, like, everybody I know, like, we dead in jail. And we ain't gonna never see that kind of money. Like, that's dope boy dream. Like, you know, make a couple million, but you don't know too many that make that kind of money. So just in prison, I just like got on it, reading the books, but something like kind of stuck out to me. It's like, yo, there's a bunch of white people.
Right.
They ain't risking their life. They ain't going to jail. They doing something different than me. They know more than what I know. So I need to learn that.
Right.
So I just spent the rest of my 10 years just like really learning it and cultivating it. And when I came home, it wasn't so much that I knew like that's what I'm gonna do, because I still gotta get money.
Right.
Like you have an idea what you want to do in prison, but when you come home, like all right, like this the reality.
I mean, 10 years, a lot had happened in 10 years.
A lot had changed, yeah.
It was like it stopped for you, like you got out, you was probably still sending letters and shit, writing people. We got text messages now, nigga.
Nah, facts. I went
BBM.
from pages to cell phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what's your page? I'm like, what? Man, nah,
Niggas
yo.
like, we ain't got pages no more.
Beepers no more. We don't got beepers no more, man. I'm like, damn, for real? Damn. So I still got back in the street, started hustling. Just that's what I knew. Like that's what I was comfortable with. Because still there's still the same thread. Everybody who I knew that was working a job, they was still hurting.
Right.
It was still struggling. And so it's like, well, even if you working 2 or 3 jobs, that still don't get you out of being poor or being, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I understood it was just a lack of information.
Right.
So in my mind, I was like, all right, let me just teach the hustlers like what I know. And I'm going to just take street dudes and show them they can play this game with street money. That was my whole idea. I ain't know nothing about I'm not telling nobody the money launder. You feel me? I'm not doing that. I ain't saying that. But at the time, that's all I knew. Like, if I can teach, if I can show us how we don't got to risk our lives all the time, then I can introduce us to a different game. And so that's just where the Wall Street Trapper came from. That's where my brand came from. So I just dedicated myself to that. And it was really just about teaching hustlers. And the females I knew, they was dancers. So I'm like, I'm going to teach. If I can teach y'all, because who touched me more than y'all? You know
I know about that shake life now.
You feel me? So
you was in it.
You did. So I just helped them.
You know what?
Facts.
I'm a lady today.
But we all got a pass. I used to be out there too.
I did. Okay, so I just want to say this because me and Drea definitely have different views when it comes to things like that. Because I'm the type of person, I believe that we are at such a disadvantage. And Drea's the kind of person like, oh, we all got 24 hours in the day. Like, if you really want to make it happen, you can. But I'm like, no, like the world is against us. So it's hard. So I always felt like it's a little different for, I don't feel like everybody can make it and do it. I just don't, because there's so many odds against you.
I don't feel like everybody can make it, but I also feel like it's not because of the fact that everybody can't do the same thing. It's because people are lazy and people don't believe in themselves.
Right.
A lot of the same people who be like, oh, this isn't fair, or this person is lucky, this person had it easy. They don't even try. They just use that as a crutch. They use their circumstances as a crutch. Like, no, everybody doesn't come up in ideal circumstances. You know what I mean? Everybody isn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth and with certain opportunities as other people. However, though, if you really want something bad enough, you can do whatever you put your mind to. And nobody can tell me that. Especially with, even, I say this all the time, with how we started this show. People be like, oh, this show has become so big. It's been so amazing to watch y'all from when y'all first started. We literally just started, though. That's what we decided to do. We started. Nobody was listening for a long ass time.
A long time.
But we still recorded. We showed up every week. We recorded. We were consistent. Most people lack discipline and consistency.
I agree with that too. So I'm that person. I'm that person that feel like everybody got 24 hours.
Don't mean y'all right just because Wall Street Trapper said it was right.
I'm that person. So I really feel like, I say this thing like every day you get up, and if you're not where you want to be at in the world, you say it's my fault. Like, because what happens is, it's so easy for us to blame situations, circumstances. Well, I could easily say, man, I did 10 years in prison. So do that give me a right to say, all right, well, screw my life. I'm just going to continue doing that? Nah.
You shut up back there.
I didn't say nothing.
I know it.
Yeah.
Amen.
I feel like if once we start taking responsibility for our life,
right?
Like once you start saying like, damn, I don't got the money I want, man, it's my fault.
Well, I guess I just took it from this way, because that's we're going to talk about this first topic here. We ain't even gotten to the topic, y'all. So, we talked about this a long time ago when the show was Wind Down Wednesday. Is a 9 to 5 a hustle? Because for me, I was in the cycle of a 9 to 5 for so long. I will say I was blessed enough, lucky enough to move to Atlanta. I had a friend, I was living on her couch for 6 months. Like, I moved out here with nothing.
Salute to the friend.
Yeah, salute to the friend, because I wouldn't be here. Like, it wasn't, I was in Houston doing nothing, but for me to get out of that cycle of a 9 to 5, luckily we really didn't have to like invest a lot of money in this at first. Like, my mom had bought us the camera, her BDB had got her computer.
Shout out to mom.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the BDB.
Shout out to the BDB. You know what I'm saying? So I really didn't have any money to invest. I just had myself and I had my passion, but I didn't have any money to invest. So I want to talk about, like, do you think a 9 to 5 is a hustle, and how do you invest when you have a 9 to 5 and you don't have a lot of money to spare?
So I think a 9 to 5 should be the catalyst, or should I say the foundation to wherever you're trying to go at. Right? So your job is your biggest investor. And at the job, you really learn the skills you need to run a business if you're paying attention to it like that. So for me, I built this triangle, and I call it the triangle offense. So you take the income, you invest the income, you turn the income into wealth. Right? So income turns into capital. Capital is just money you use to invest. That money turns into wealth.
Right.
So what happens is we get into this mindset. So everybody is trained by and programmed by the same system. So America teaches you what to think, not how to think.
Right.
Right. So America teaches you that at a certain age you retire. America teaches you that if you work 40 hours, that's a work week. America teaches you that on the weekends you take off. After so long, you take one vacation. Right. So America programs everybody to think the same way. And so that limits your ability. Because if you think, well, if you think that the 40 years is the end of the road, then you like, all right, well, my life already over with. I know it's gonna happen at 65, right? So you got to snatch that away. And so I think what people should do is everybody should go all in on one thing in their life. That's what I did. That's what y'all are doing, right? You going in on that one thing, right? And
this all I got.
that's what I got. And what happens is America has taught us to feel like without the job, like I'm lost. I don't have no structure or no stability. So I think people should use the job as a way to get them to where they need to go at, right? So let me say this right quick. So let's say fear is something that's not real. So what happens is in your mind, you say, if I lose this job, immediately you paint a picture in your head of everything that you're going to lose. I can't pay the bills. I can't do this. I can't. So now that fear, that picture that you painted now causes anxiety. Right? So now you're like, yo, I can't, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But none of that is real. Even though those may be the facts of what may happen, it doesn't mean that it's real.
Right.
Right? Because what happens if you go all in and then it go the other way?
Right.
It work out for you, which is doing right now.
Right.
I'm sitting around 2 successful black women.
I know that's right.
So, but that's because y'all went out on something.
Right.
Right. So the fear, we got to get rid of the fear and be willing to go all in and look at it from the other side. So, use your job. Let that be a 9 to 5. Let the 9 to 5 be the catalyst to your investment. But also look at the 9 to 5 as, what can I learn from the 9 to 5? Because whatever you're doing at the 9 to 5, that's another business too.
Right.
Right? Like people need secretaries. People need, that's a business. So look at that from that component too. So I always say, use your 9 to 5. I did mine.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Lex P.
And it's your girl, Dre Nicole.
And it's about to be summertime. And we know that means a lot of traveling. And the best thing about traveling is knowing what to say and how to talk to the people of the country that you're in.
Absolutely. So with Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German.
Yes. So I feel like knowing a second language, you can get so much done whenever you're traveling. And honestly, when you know a second language, did y'all know that you get paid more whenever applying to jobs?
Yes. And it's so many different ways that you can learn with Babbel. You know what I mean? In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, all type of stuff.
So right now you can purchase 3 months at Babbel and then you get 3 months for free. So that's a total of 6 months for the price of 3. So you're going to go to Babbel.com and use code POORMINDS. That's BABBEL.com and use code POORMINDS to get 3 months for free.
How you say amen in French?
Amen.
We don't know, but see, that's why you need to download Babbel. So I think on the last episode, like on the episode where we talked about that, my perspective was I said that I didn't feel like it was a hustle,
you were like,
right?
if you were not, like, that ain't no hustle.
This was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was like 2-3 years ago. Yeah.
What do you mean? How do you feel? What do you mean? It's not a hustle? What you think?
That's what I said on the episode when we discussed it. I said, I don't feel like it's a hustle because you're not grinding. If that makes sense. Like, to me, a hustle is something that it's like you getting it out the mud.
Yeah.
And you don't know what the outcome might be.
I see that.
But you passionate about the shit and you trying to get this money and you really putting in work. Like, I feel like with a 9 to 5, that's easy.
Yeah,
you go to work every day, it's structured. You know, every 2 weeks you gonna get this certain amount of money. You know what I mean? With hustling, to me, it's a unknown amount of money.
Yeah.
Like when we first started this show, like we told them, our first check was $80.
Right. And I was so happy. I was
and
like,
we were happy because we finally had got paid for the shit. You know what I mean? And then even now that we're making way, way more money.
Hold on, you put too many ways. Way more money.
Well, I mean, we is making.
She said about 2 or 3 hold on now, bitch.
They eat.
Slow down.
I mean, we definitely getting way more than $80. So now that we're making way more money, even still with what we're making now, it's still no cap to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's no limit to how much money we can make. So to me, that's a hustle. Just like when I used to bartend and I used to work in the club, I was hustling.
Right.
So you felt like me sitting down at my desk?
No,
I wasn't
I don't.
I see the picture. I see what she's saying though, because with the hustle, like it's dependent on you.
Yes, it depends on how bad you want this money.
If you're a lazy hustler, you ain't gonna get no money.
Well, I guess I just looked at it different because at the time I had a 9 to 5. I was working a corporate job. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was a hustle because if I couldn't pay my bills, I couldn't be in Atlanta to do the other things that I wanted to do. Like, it was a struggle for me. Like, even though you feel like, oh, I didn't know the next day, like I would go to work and be like, I have to do this. But it was my hustle, because if I couldn't pay my bills, I couldn't be here to try to make Poor Minds pop. So it was a hustle for me. And also the extra money I did have when we did need to do something, I was taking a little bit of money, extra money I did have, and putting it into Poor Minds. So that was a hustle for me, because I could have took that extra $300-$400 that I had and kept it in my pocket to get me something nice, or to buy groceries, or to be on time with my credit card bills. But I was investing in myself. So it was my little hustle.
I mean, I get that, but I guess I just be feeling like hustlers are the successful people of the world. Those are the people that end up becoming successful. Right. Not the people that just live a super structured life.
That's true. So America is built on that. And I always say that because I always look at America as a company. I look at America as the business. And so when you look at America as the business, then it's structured for business owners, entrepreneurs, and investors. Right. So America is not structured for the 9-to-5 person to succeed. Right. The only way you succeed as a 9-to-5 is when you start making investment and income outside of that. So I kind of agree with her on that. The 9-to-5 is,
when do you have time? Just two against one. I mean, because that's all right. I'm going to hold my own today. I mean, because with a 9-to-5, when do you have time? Like you said, that's what America is based, like it's structured on. When do you have time to invest time into yourself when you work in a 9-to-5 every day? Like when I had a corporate job, I literally would go to work Monday through Friday. I would have to wake up at 6 a.m. I would have to be at work by 7:30. I would be stuck in traffic for like an hour and a half, so I really would get there at 7:45.
Never on time.
So yeah, I used to have to be there, and then I would have to work for 9 hours. Right. Then I'm leaving work. I'm in traffic again, going home for another hour and a half on the way home. By the time I get home, I get to have a little me time, relax a little bit, then I gotta go to sleep, wake up, do the shit the next morning. You tired, you're exhausted. Right,
but this is why I said I was a hustler, because guess what? I was doing that. And on top of that, I was getting off of work, not going home, going to your house to record. Right. On top of that, editing.
But that's because you had me, because I was really like, we were pushing each other. But I'm saying most people don't, like, a lot of people be trying to be entrepreneurs and they're not trying to do it with a business partner. It's just only solely based on them. And sometimes if you tired, you're not going to put in the work.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but to take away some people that are trying, like, you can't say they're not a hustler, because I was hustling.
So here's the thing, though. The 9-to-5 isn't the hustle. It's what you're doing after the 9-to-5. So at the beginning, Poor Minds was the hustle.
Right.
Because you was taking the money to put into Poor Minds so you can use Poor Minds to walk away.
Right.
And turn the hustle into the empire.
Right. I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
But I just like to feel like, I feel like I do agree. If you're working just a solely 9-to-5, I wouldn't necessarily say it was a hustle. We like to grow. So, I changed my opinion. So don't pull up that old episode and be like, but Lex, you said.
Oh, they gonna do that.
They gonna be like, she be contradicting herself.
But I mean, I used to have a job then, and I see the difference now because I had a job then. So I was maybe a little defensive, but I guess I see it now because now this shit is harder than clocking in.
No, for 100%.
I feel
you
so
gotta
much,
find motivation even when you don't feel motivated.
Even like when I come in, I don't know how the episode is gonna go. Every week, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm telling y'all some tea right now. Every week, I'm like, man, I hope this is a good episode because people don't realize the work behind it. So I feel like a lot of times people aren't forgiving. And so if we have one bad episode, people might be like, oh, I'm not watching this shit no more. It's boring.
And if we being honest, I mean, just as a person, just as a human being, we all have times where we just not in the greatest mood. So it's been times where we had to come record and we ain't really feel like recording because we had other life shit going on. You know what I mean? But we still had to come in and do what we had to do because this is our business.
That's
and we can't not deliver.
That's where the hustle come in at. So every day you're not going to feel like doing it. Right. But for me, I look back, I'm always grateful because I was homeless before. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, boy, we was homeless. Boy, you better
so because there's levels to homelessness. Was you like under a bridge homeless? Or was you like staying with your friend homeless like I was?
I slept in abandoned cars. I slept in crack houses.
Oh, you was homeless.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I slept in a little car before now.
So wait, where you from in New Orleans? One of my ex-boyfriends is from New Orleans.
I'm from Mid-City.
He was from West Bank.
What's T? What's T about West Bank niggas?
He was from the West Bank.
So it depends on what part.
Now we get to the good.
And I don't fuck with that nigga no more. Spill the tea.
So it just depends on where he from in the West Bank. So I'm from the East Bank, if you would say it like that. So it's always, people from New Orleans always look at certain parts of the West Bank like, yo, you really not from New Orleans. It's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? So
he's from like Katy. Like if you in Houston, he's from Katy.
Yeah. So it just depends.
He's from Sugar Land.
Yeah.
It depends on like where he's from on the West. Like if he's from like Algiers, then we're like, all right, you get a
That
pass.
is where
He from Algiers?
Yes.
Okay, well he
probably
from New
knows.
Orleans. He from New Orleans.
I'm just playing.
He from New Orleans.
Let me ask you this. So when you got out of jail and you said you went back on the streets.
Yeah.
So had you immediately made that decision to be like, okay, I'm gonna go legit? Because I'm not trying to be funny. I don't know nothing about the streets. I grew up in the suburbs. It's giving very white.
I know a little bit.
So what? Every time I watch
I'm from
the
the
closest
hood.
thing I got to drug dealing is Power. So every time I watch,
Not even a wire?
No,
right.
Damn.
you too.
She don't know.
Get off my show. So
What's your sign?
Hands up.
Some people be like, if I ask you your sign, it's either because we vibing or I'm like, I don't know.
It's the vibe. Okay, so I'll say this. I always looked at like, I don't want to say kind of funny, but I always like wonder why do people like sell drugs or doing whatever they do and not just take the money and invest it in something, like get out the game.
So that's a great question. So here's what happens. Like, so a lot of times dudes in it, hustling looks more attractive than what it really is.
Okay,
Right.
all I see was
Right.
ghosts.
Right. So you see dudes in the street and you see dudes with a lot of money, but a lot of that money don't be like, that be like re-up money. That be money you've been sitting on, right? That don't really mean you cashing out like that, right? So what happens is that's all you know a lot of times. Like that's all you know. So just think about, I've been hustling my whole life and let's look at it from, that's a taste of freedom.
Right.
In a way, like you get up, you do what you want.
Right.
You know you got to get out here and get it, right? But you want me to leave this to go work a job. That ain't it.
Right.
There ain't no freedom there, right? And so, yeah, I might want to run a business, but here's how most people looking. I don't really know how to do that either.
Right. Okay.
Right? And so when we see, even if you look at The Wire, you saw Stringer Bell switch from a hustler. He tried to switch to like construction and all that, not knowing how to play that game.
Right.
And then he wound up wanting to kill. He's like, you want me to kill a government official? Man, we're not about to do that. I told you don't go mess with them people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stay out in the street. You know what I'm saying? So it's always hard to transition.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? It's not easy as as people think it is.
Right.
And I have this saying that the hunter is always gonna look like the trophy. If the lion always look like the most dangerous person, if the hunter always tell the story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So if as long as people from the outside don't know how the streets operate, they're gonna always look like, man, he tripping.
Right.
Why they doing that?
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
when you come from a lack of information, a lack of exposure, and a lack of access, it's all you got. Which is why people get their kids, you gotta play sports. Right? Kid might don't even want to play sports, but they feel like that's the only way out.
That's the only way
It's
out.
the only way out,
Yep.
right? Go. Everybody want to be a rapper. Why? This is the only way out. This is the only way to see some money, right? And so, for me, that's what it was. It was like, man, even though I know how to do this investing stuff, but how am I gonna get money to do it?
I mean, because in the streets too, you make money fast.
You making it fast.
How you know?
I mean, she said she touched it a little bit. You know?
I feel like she was in the kitchen whipping that
She
work.
probably
Nah, I ain't
did. Let me
never
see
been.
her wrist.
I ain't never been in the kitchen, but I was in the house.
You did.
I was in the bando.
You did.
So what did you do to make that transition? Look, I'm sorry I'm asking you all these questions.
Nah, you good.
I'm just curious.
Nah,
Like,
you good. You
how
good.
did you make that transition? Because I don't even want to know it from like the dope boy,
Right.
point of view. I want to know like
Right.
how you took your money, like the basics. Because I'm very basic when it comes to stuff. Because I always said this. I feel like it's a lot of people out there. They'll say, "Oh, this is how you make money," and they're very broad.
Right.
No, I want to know how you took A and got to B.
And especially with you coming straight out of prison and you say you had to kind of get back into hustling, how did you make the decision that it's like, okay, I'm making this fast money again, you know what I mean? So you could have ended up in the same cycle and ended up back. Oh, you ended up going back to jail?
I came home in 2007. So 2009 and 2010, I caught 2 more charges.
Oh, wow.
So I was back, like, getting it. So, I mean, I wasn't no big meat or nothing like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna never try.
Not you was selling dimes, Sag.
Shit, I was selling pounds, pills.
He said, don't play me, hold on.
Nah, you did. We was making some moves. But, we ain't had New Orleans on lock and nothing like that.
Right.
So you just be maneuvering, and then so I caught the first charge, and then I was like, damn, all right. But here's how the cycle goes: you catch one charge, you got to get a lawyer, you got to bond out. I'm not about to go get a job now.
Right.
This lawyer costs. This $15,000-$20,000. This bond is another $10,000.
Right.
That's all my trap money. I gotta go back now. I gotta go on the street now. Then I caught another charge where they kicked my door in.
Trying to make the lawyer money.
Going to get more money. So they got 10 pounds of weed, $10,000, 1,000 X pills, 2 pistols. Now I'm like, shit. Like, what I'm gonna do now?
You had that word.
Right? So I had enough money to pay my lawyer, which is now like a big brother to me. And so once I did that, I was like, all right, we can't really go back that route. So then I was like, all right, what we gonna do now? I'm about to start robbing. So I started jacking dope boys. That was
Not
the next,
jack boys.
Yeah, that was the next level. Like, cause I don't want to be on the block no more.
Right.
So now I'm like, all right, well, if I do this, then all they can do is handle it in the street. You're not gonna call the police on me. Right. So we start doing that, me and my homies, and then I got in a situation where I almost got killed.
I was about to say, were you scared?
Nah, that come with the game. So in the streets, you understand two things. Nah, in the streets, I get it.
Were you scared?
Nah,
I would have called the police for it and been like, hello.
Nah, so one thing about the streets is you understand two dynamics. One, you go to jail, and that is a possibility. And if you can live with that, then you're all right. You good with it. But this comes with the lack of information because we think that's the only thing we got to leverage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't got the tools to do this, that, and that. I don't want to go work a job. So it's like, all right, this all I got to leverage, cool. You always have an exit strategy, but you don't really know when you're going to get there or not, right? So I almost got killed. And I remember just being on that lick with my homie. We left out with some bread, and I was like, here, bro, I'm good. He's like, what you mean? He's like, man, you know that come with the game, bro. I'm like, man, I done beat 2. I done got found out guilty on one of my charges. Another one got overturned. So I was like, bro, like, I done beat these 2 charges. I did 10 years. This happened. I don't want to fall into the same thing. Like, I ain't ready to die. You know what I'm saying? So I started working as an iron worker. So I was making like $25 an hour. That was real cool. I built the Falcon Stadium too, matter of fact. The new stadium.
That's right.
Yeah, so I did that. So I was making like $2,500 a week. That's equivalent to hustle money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some hustlers after they re-up and stuff, if you can cash out on $2,500 a week, you're doing pretty good. Yeah. You had a pretty good week, right? So I'm like, oh, this hustle money.
Right.
This is what we rocking with. You know what I'm saying? So
you didn't start making that transition until you got your regular job.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but what I was doing was, because I knew it when I was in prison, I used to be telling my homies about it though. Like, yo, we can take this money. I had started investing, but I wasn't like serious about it.
Right.
I was like, bro, let's take this money and put it in here. Like, you like to wear Gucci, you like to wear Louis Vuitton, like, we like to wear Dickies, all this on the stock market. Let's put our money in there.
Niggas love some Dickies.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Y'all love them Dickies too.
That's a fact. Like, yo, we wear this every day, all day.
Right.
Man, we can just buy it on the stock market. Like, we all got iPhones and stuff. Let's just buy it on the stock market. So my homies used to be like, man, you tripping. I'm not doing that, man. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you. But when my dough got kicked in, they seized all my accounts, but they didn't mess with my stocks. And when I showed my homies that, they was like, oh, bet. That's what we doing. Yeah. And in my mind, I was like, oh, they don't play us to be that smart.
Right.
Damn. And like, that was the light bulb.
They didn't even think to like.
That was the light bulb for me. And then when they kicked my dough in, I never forget this. I'm sitting in the handcuffs and I had the stock market on. And the police literally told me, you got to be a stupid MF to be doing this and looking at the stock market. Like, that shit sent chills down my body.
Because that was right.
Because he was dead ass right. You know what I'm saying? He was dead ass right. And so that...
Because you're really smarter than you think.
You are, but you become a victim to your circumstances. And so I was like, all right, cool. So when I started working, like 2015, I started like, all right, I'm going to just go all in on this. So I started really using my job and investing like 70% of my money.
70?
Yeah,
well, see, 70% of my old checks was like $30. So, I mean...
he over there, he like, for real? You was really living like...
When I tell you, times was hard.
But I get it.
But, okay, so what was like your first investment?
So my first investment was in Ford.
Ford, okay.
Yeah, because this is one of the things.
Was it because you felt like it was safe because you knew it probably would never plummet?
Well, it wound up being a bad investment for me at the time. Yep. But
See,
here's
I
the
don't
thing.
got time for that. I'm scared.
Listen, check it out. So you don't have the first investment don't have to be the best investment.
Okay.
It creates the habit.
Okay.
Right? We don't have the investment habit. The only way you're gonna build wealth is doing one or two things. And building a business or investing in one.
Right.
That's how you build wealth. You can't work a 9 to 5 and get wealthy. You can't save your money in a bank and be wealthy.
You just making the person who own the company more
Rich.
wealthy.
Okay, so how much money? Look, I'm getting into your tea.
Let's talk
how
about
much
it.
money did you put into Ford?
So again, it was probably about $8,000.
I ain't doing it.
It was about
And you said it was a
$8,000.
bad investment.
I didn't lose money on
Okay.
it, but as I got better, I learned I could have made better investments.
Okay.
That's what I mean. So, and in New Orleans, so like F-150s and Mustangs, you see them all the time.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, I'm about to just invest in Ford. That's before I got where I'm at now, understanding how to break down a business, right? So I was just investing in the stuff we knew, like LVMH. I'm gonna buy that. They own Dickie. They own Fendi, Louis Vuitton.
Now, one
Moet.
thing, the Don gonna have on some Louis Vuitton,
You
so
feel
I
me?
feel that.
So we bought that. So we invested in that. Like in New Orleans, we wear Dickies. That's LVMH. They own Dickie and Timberlands. I wear this every day.
Right.
Not the
Nikes.
Dickies and the Timbs.
Every day. So I started off doing that and it was cool. And then as I started learning more, I started understanding like how to make the right investments.
Right.
Okay.
You know, how to understand what's a good company, what's a bad company. That come with time. But you got to create the habit. Like where you are now is a product of the habits from 2-3 years ago.
Right. What's up, y'all? It's your girl XP.
And it's your girl Dre and Nicole.
And we are here to tell y'all about Vroom.com. It is that season. Upgrade your car. So whether you're looking to sell a car, buy a car, trade in, Vroom.com is a one-stop shop.
And one great thing about it is it's so much easier than going to a dealership. You can literally buy a car from home, a park, or even as you're listening to this podcast.
And the best thing is they have in-house financing. So whether you want to use their financing or you want to use your own bank to get you the right rate. You can also pay with cash or finance with your own bank. Complete this step and a Vroom car specialist will be in touch shortly to discuss further details. They have whatever you need. So make sure you visit Vroom.com and get your way to get a new car.
And you can get a price instantly. It's so easy.
Love it.
The girls told you first. So next time you need to buy a car, just grab your phone, go to Vroom.com, and check out thousands of great cars.
You know what I'm saying?
So when did you... Go ahead.
I was going to say, so somebody that's probably just kind of starting off and wants to start investing their money into stocks, where do you think that they should start?
So the first thing they should do is like, so there's this thing called index funds, or you can invest in like ETFs, and I can explain both of those. So don't look like that. I got you. No, I got you.
I got $5,000 for you. I ain't
we
got
gonna make this work.
I got 5 bands for you.
We gonna make this work.
All right.
So an ETF is like, let's say you go to the grocery store and let's say you go on a cereal aisle, right? There's all kind of cereal brands, all kind of different name brands. But also on that aisle, you may find like popcorn or something, right? So on the cereal aisle, you'll see a bunch of different brands. That's an ETF. So an ETF is a basket of stocks that are all similar.
Okay.
Right? So let's say you get a technology ETF. So in that ETF, you might get Apple, Microsoft, Facebook. You'll get all the technology companies.
I said Apple in my head, so I'm on the way.
There you go.
I know what you're talking about.
And so that's a safe bet for somebody who just started, because instead of you investing in one company, you may be investing in 50 companies that's in one basket. So that's a safer bet. Right, that's a safer play for you.
That's me right there.
Right, that's what I tell a lot of people to start off doing that, because what happens is, here's a play. If you invest in the ETF, now you can look at the companies inside of the ETF and say, oh, I want to invest in this one too. So now you can I call it.
So you getting the tea.
I play it like you get paid to learn.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
Like
if I invest in the ETF, my money's safe, but I also can look at the companies inside of that and learn them, and then pick one or two of those and invest in them.
Now we talking.
Yeah, I mean, that actually makes a lot of sense, though. When you really think about it.
So that's a good way to start. And then index funds are a great way to start, too, because the market is broken down into indexes. So you have the S&P 500, you have the NASDAQ. You have
okay, so that's when the little stuff be scrolling across the screen.
Yeah.
Now.
Let's talk.
I'm seeing it at the bottom.
Okay, because I never knew it. I'm like, I ain't learned this in school.
Yeah, and they ain't going to teach you that.
Let me go to Real Housewives.
You did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so That's the stuff that be scrolling, the index. Okay.
So that's the indexes, and those are ticker symbols.
Okay.
So a ticker symbol is like a company nickname. So you Lex, you Dre. Your ticker symbol may be LEX. Your ticker symbol may be DREA. Right? So if your stock doing good today, you're going to see the green arrow going up.
And if it's bad,
you're going to see the red arrow going down. Now, on side of that,
I did know that.
You did? So on side of the Lex, you'll see two different things. You'll see a number and a percent. The number is how much the stock went up. The percent is what is the percentage that it went up.
Okay.
So it'll be like you went up $1, but the $1 may equal 0.5%.
Got you.
So now we understand what you did today, how you did good or bad.
Okay.
Right.
And let me ask you this. So should we be using these apps like the Robinhood?
Yeah. Stash.
You know, it's a lot of
it's a lot of different ones.
Because you know what I did? I took a little money and I did the little Robinhood thing and I was like, oh hell no, let me pull my money out.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
I lost $4.
I ain't gonna lie, I did that with Stash too. I lost like $30 though. I was like,
Baby,
take my money up out of here.
I seen -6. I said, oh baby, I'm out.
I'm out the game.
So-
I'm out the game, Ghost.
I'm out the game, Ghost. Pull me out.
So what we got to understand is the market goes up and down.
Okay.
You only lose when you sell. So how you was down $30?
I was scared.
You sold.
Yeah.
No, that was me
So
that was
you
down
down 30.
She
You
was
down
down
4.
So you lost that.
Damn.
But what happens is the market goes up more than it goes down. So if you go down $30 today, it's okay because you really didn't lose no money. You only lost equity, which is ownership. So when you buy a stock, you actually get ownership in that business. That's why the only way to build wealth is through ownership. It's the only way you're going to build wealth.
Right.
So when you buy stocks, you get a little piece of ownership in every company that you own. The more stocks you own in that company, the more ownership you have. Right? So if you invest in a company, it's up, it go down $4. You didn't lose $4.
I was out.
The equity only decreased. But in a week, it can be up 10.
I don't got time.
Because it does go up
See,
and
I'm
down.
just...
Let me
But
show
when
you why
you
you
take
got
your
time.
money out, you'll never...
Let me tell you why you got
I
time.
think I'm not patient. I'm
Let
not
me tell
patient.
you why you got time. Let me tell you why you got time. This is gonna help you so much. So when you put your money in a bank, what happens to it?
I said this to somebody. My money is
It
just
just sit
sitting
there.
there.
You actually losing.
Really?
You're losing.
Now,
money.
I saw this on your page. I did my research.
You losing. So here's what happens. That's why you gotta be in the stock market.
I know.
So I'm trying to think because you
The
told me something
value
about
of
your
the value of a dollar. You were basically
right.
saying like the value of a dollar.
So what happens is you put your money in a bank, and the more they print money, the more your money lose value.
Right.
And they doing that
Right.
shit every day.
And so that's why inflation comes in there. So the more they print, this is why 10 years ago, this bottle of water probably costed us 50 cents. Now it's $2. The reason it's $2 is because they printed that much more money. So now instead of taking 50 cents, it takes $2 to buy this water. So the more money they print, the more your money loses value. So as long as it's sitting still, I say this, a dollar that's not moving is a dollar that's losing. Right? So the longer it's sitting there, the bank
You
making
look
money with it.
I need to move my dollars, bitch.
You gotta move them. So this is why we put them in the stock market.
Okay.
Right? And so now we can, and do you see America going out of business one day?
No.
That's
That's never gonna happen.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time I go to the grocery store, shit be empty.
But
And where we going?
But is America?
Yeah, he's
is
talking about the
America.
country.
Is
Okay,
America.
okay.
Never. It's
No,
never going out of
no.
business.
So that's what the stock market represents. So
Okay.
look at the stock market as the business of America, and we get the opportunity to invest in the businesses that we like.
Okay.
And so we can just put our money, like, what kind of phone you got?
iPhone.
How many times you
Everybody
how many of
got
them
an
you bought?
iPhone.
You said what?
How many of them you done had?
Well, how many I bought in my BDBs?
It don't matter.
I done had like 10.
A lot.
So what have you had
A lot.
since what year you been getting iPhones?
Since like 2011.
So what have you been
2010,
investing in
2011.
Apple since 2011?
Right.
Yep.
And think
Points were
about
made.
it. So right now the stock probably like $130. Them BDBs, come on, partner.
Come on, partner.
You know one thing that I wish...
I like that. Come on, partner.
Something that I wish that I would have invested in a long time ago and I didn't take the opportunity in 2015, 2016,
I remember this.
I think, was Bitcoin.
Mhm.
I actually was really, really cool with this guy named Brandon.
It
Shout out to
was.
Brandon.
I remember this.
And he was like telling me, he was like, you need to invest your money into Bitcoin. And I think at the time it was like $200 or something like that. But I don't know why I just used to be so skeptical about certain things. Like I used to be, because at the time too, it was
like now you think about it, it's like, what's $200?
No, but remember that Ponzi scheme or pyramid scheme that was really popular. I wish you were here. Yeah, you should be here. So it was around that time when everybody was like doing that type of shit. So when he was talking to me about the Bitcoin shit, I just was kind of like,
whatever.
I don't know. And I'm gonna keep it 100. At that time, $200 was a lot of money to invest into some shit to me.
Especially on
shit still is.
Right. And so I just was kind of like, I'm cool on it. He was like telling me, no, I'm telling you, like in 3-4 years, this shit gonna be big. Like if you invest $200, you could buy like 3-4 shares right now. He was like, and I promise you gonna make your money back. And I was just like, I don't know about it. And then literally, I think 2019, 2020, the shit went crazy. And I just was like, and he still,
God damn, Drea, you could have got us out the hood.
41,000.
And he be on Instagram right now, still posting about it. And he got so much money now. And I just be like, that's crazy. And we ran into him. Remember, we ran into him not that long ago. He was like, I told you. I told you, nigga.
Ain't nothing like when that thing turned right.
And so that's something that I definitely wish that I would have invested my money in. I wish I would have been more serious about investing at that time.
Well, let me say this also, because let me ask you this, because like you said, it was like the We Should Be Here movement. So now I feel like it's the Forex movement now. And that's why a lot of people aren't taking investing serious, because they're like, my mama don't work no more. Your mama still work? Can't relate. I got Forex. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's like, Forex. People will literally slide in your DMs and be like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. What mascara do you wear? You be like, oh, Maybelline.
So you
I can invest in Maybelline. Let me tell you how I invested in Maybelline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people, like, when I see a Forex or investing, I just be like, oh, it's a joke. I really do.
So Forex is a real thing.
Okay.
So you are investing in, I don't do it, but I know people that do it and they make good money from it.
Okay.
So you are investing in currencies, like the dollar all over the world, right? You're investing in you trading in different currencies across the world. It will get a bad name because a lot of scam bots and stuff are using that to get at people. And so if there is I ain't messing with that, right? And these scamming things are getting real clever.
They are.
How they getting at people. So one thing I tell people is like, do your research.
Right.
Like look at somebody, like for me, so I never talk about money as far as showing money. My thing is always freedom, right? Because because your financial dream and goal and aspirations may not be somebody else's.
Right.
But everybody wants freedom. You feel me?
Facts.
So I always push freedom to people. And so I always tell people, just before you buy anything from me, just look at my page. Watch it, study it, see what I'm doing. So if somebody come to you and be like, hey, let me teach you how to do this, and you go to their page and they got 15 followers, they got a bunch of posts with nothing on it.
I'm not gonna lie, the proof is in the pudding, because I went to his page, I said, oh, okay, he know a little something.
I mean, he definitely knows something.
Let me say this. Let me apologize in advance, because the girls is about to be in your DMs like, you was giving BDB energy on board.
They definitely about to be in your DMs.
That's Ryan. Ryan already knows.
They be in Ryan DMs too.
So
anybody we talk about, they probably be in Tahir DMs.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all better not embarrass me. Ladies, do not embarrass me. If you slide in his DMs, do not say you part of the poor crew.
Yeah, just slide.
Slide on your own merit.
Just slide.
Just slide.
So
how do you feel about cryptocurrencies? Because, I've read a few things that said that in the future, it's going to be way more valuable than actual paper money. Like,
I like it. So you got to think, again, the dollar don't have so people always get mad when I say this. So the dollar doesn't really have any value. It's a means of exchange, right? And so what I mean is, so let's say this bottle of water, right now, would you give me $1,000 for it?
Hell no.
All right, cool. I like that. Would you give me $1,000 for it?
I mean, you might look
out the water right now.
No.
She was about to lie.
Yes.
Let me give you a little background real quick. So she's a liar.
Okay.
She lies all the time.
Okay.
Everybody know it in the room. Everybody know it. They watch the show. She be lying.
I'm like, this is what you give me. All right, so let's change the situation. Let's say we in a desert and all you got is $1,000, and I show up like, yo.
I'm gonna go cut a cactus.
See? And She is extreme. Let me give you a little background. Let me give you a little background.
So you're not gonna give me the $1,000 for the water?
No, I'm gonna go get it from the catfish.
So average people,
$1,000.
that's your last $1,000. And this
$1,000.
And this the only water. So you gonna risk going to the cactus, finding the cactus when I got the water right here.
I just feel like if I got $1,000, I should be able to figure out a way to get out of the desert.
How? You've been in there for a week.
Why? In 2022? Why?
Don't go in depth like that.
And let me give you a little background. She is never going to conform to your hypothetical situation.
I'm not.
It's cool.
I'm always thinking.
It's love. You're supposed to. So the thing is just simply saying that the dollar is only as valuable as what you're willing to exchange it for.
Okay.
Right? And so the more they print money, so the big thing is right now is because inflation is up 7%. So inflation means they've printed that much money so everything has up 7% in price. Oof. Right? Damn. Everything is up 7%.
It is.
The normal rate is 2.5. Right? So everything usually goes up about 2.5%. Well, they've printed that much money. So 40% of the money that is in existence right now was printed within the last 2 years.
Goddamn. So let me ask you this, and I don't mean to be ignorant.
Let me answer that. I believe in crypto.
Okay, and I really started looking at crypto a little different because this is gonna sound so childish, but I was watching Queen of the South. I was like binge watching it, and that's literally how she built her drug empire on Queen of the South was from cryptocurrency, and I thought that was so interesting because I feel like that's why she became successful because she took an approach that most people wouldn't take, and that's also why she didn't get caught for a really long time too, because she was moving a little different. You know what I mean? And I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, I believe in cryptocurrency and fintech. So fintech is financial technology.
See, I don't even know what.
Oh Lord!
Now you talk about shit I don't even know about.
So fintech is financial technology. Let me tell you how you know about it. You just asked me about Robinhood, right? That's fintech.
Okay, that's
we just
y'all got the words.
I'm about to go on my next date and be like, "Do you know about fintech?"
That's a fact. That's
Queen, we gonna get them bitty girl.
Yeah.
We about to get that.
They gonna be intrigued.
So you know what PayPal is? You know what Square is?
Yeah, that's all fintech.
That's financial technology. That's a fact. I like
it's
it.
Fintech.
I like what you just did there.
It's fintech.
I like what you did there. I like what you did there. So that's fintech. And so what happens is the way that we using money now is changing. Right. Think about so they have this thing now called Afterpay, which is kind of like Lilway,
Klarna,
right?
all this stuff.
So that's financial.
I'm a member.
I like that. That's fintech.
Oh, I'm a member.
Yeah. I'm a member. Yeah.
I love to pay later.
Yeah. So buy now, pay later.
I'm gonna pay later.
That's fintech.
Okay.
So the way we using money is changing.
Right.
And so for me, I believe in cryptocurrency because I feel like it is the wave, but it's the future. But so many people's wealth is attached to the US dollar.
Right.
Before they just unleash that, they got to find a way to attach to that. They're not going to lose their wealth just because y'all feel like y'all want decentralized cash and even off the wealth gap. Nah, we've been wealthy for generations after generations. We got to find a way to attach our money to that before we just let it go. Right. So I believe in crypto. I think in about 5 to 10 years, it's gonna be amazing.
So we should invest in crypto right now.
You should be. Every week I put like $2,000 or something.
I know that's right. $2,000
every week.
A week.
Sometimes I
you
put
got
$5.
money.
Sometimes
we can't put $2,000 every week.
No. But you do what you can.
$2 per week.
You got more than $2.
It ain't nothing to a boss.
I could put about $500.
That's good.
Ooh,
so here's the thing.
I'm the biggest boss.
Now this is the thing we do. So you take the $500.
Well, now because he's sitting here.
Now before we gotta move on to the next topic. So let me before we move on to next. They're printing more money though because niggas is getting more money, right?
True, but no, they print more money. So here's why they print more money. They print more money because they don't. So when the pandemic first happened, so once you print so much money, you have to stop printing money,
right?
So the dollar can stabilize, right? And I don't want to sound complicated. So
it's okay. I like complicated.
Yeah. So just think about a balloon. You blow a balloon. Could you not do that while we talking?
I'm sorry. I gotta get my face together.
Nah. So you think about a balloon blowing. At some point, you gotta stop because the balloon gonna do what?
It's gonna bust.
Pop.
Yeah.
So they print so much money, they gotta stop, or they gotta let the economy correct itself, which means it gotta fall. That's where recessions comes from. That's where corrections come from. That happens to stabilize money.
I'm listening.
Nah, we good. Or you need that more drink. Pour up, drink.
She got
red
that
shot,
drink.
You know
So,
why.
so I believe in they printing money. Also, it's easier for people to get money because of technology.
Right.
Right. I feel like technology is the equalizer, which is why we have so many black successful people right now, which is why I'm looking at two black successful women.
You better say it again twice.
It's because of technology.
Okay.
So they got to print money, but also there's going to be a time where, and we're going through it right now, where they're saying, okay, we got to stop printing money because we've printed so much money, the price of everything has gotten too high.
I'm telling you, milk like $5.
Yeah, so they got to.
Milk is very
They got to
expensive.
stop that.
Oat milk. Because
They
we
gotta
don't,
stop
Well, we
drink.
don't drink regular milk,
No,
but
I don't
even still.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, XP.
And it's your girl, Dre and Nicole.
And we are going to tell y'all about Current. If you're tired of dealing with the hassle of traditional banks, all their extra fees, long lines, Current.com is for you.
And for a limited time, we are partnering with Current and we're giving away $1,000. Yes, that's $250 to 4 of our listeners.
Yes, so the best thing about Current is you can transfer your money seamlessly with no fees. You don't have any hassles of anything that you have to deal with traditional banks. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to current.com/poor, and whenever you sign up, you're going to use the code POOR. Not only will you sign up for the easy use of Current, but you're also going to be entered into a contest to win $250.
Right, and there's no purchase necessary to win, and purchases won't increase your chances of winning. So make sure that you go to current.com.
Download the app and get your money.
Period.
No purchase is necessary to win. Purchase will increase chances of winning. Void where prohibited. Eligibility restrictions apply. Visit current.com/poor for full terms and conditions. Current is a financial technology company, not a bank. Bank services provided by and Visa debit card issued by Choice Financial Group, member FDIC, pursuant to a license from Visa USA Incorporated, and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. The annual percentage yield for current interest is variable and may change at any time. The disclosed APY is effective as of December 1st, 2021. No minimum balance required. Must have 1 cent in savings and interest on up to $2,000 per savings pod. Please refer to current interest terms and conditions. 60 times rate calculated using FDIC average national deposit rate for savings account of 0.06. Okay, let's get to the next topic because we trying to.
So
okay, wait. Before we move on to the next topic, I'm just saying, like, the reason we're so interested because we talk about BDBs so much, but we the BDBs now, y'all. Now we got to know what we doing with this
we
money.
been talking about niggas with money.
We are the niggas with money.
I like that.
So yeah, we be trying to figure out what should we do with the money that we making now.
I literally had a conversation with somebody. I was like, I am sitting on my money. It was with somebody else, but.
Not you be talking to other people. I thought this was like, I thought we were having a moment.
We were. But I did say that to you. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, we do want to get into the next topic, which is, we want to talk about the importance of financial literacy, especially with being a black person.
Yes.
With kids.
Because I was going to get to that.
Sorry, I'm excited.
It's all right. So yeah, especially with being a black person, because I feel like, that's not something that we were taught growing up. I feel like with white people, they've been taught that shit since the beginning of time.
Of course.
We do not know about financial literacy, and especially when it comes to our children. So we also wanted to talk about why should you have custodial accounts for your kids.
Yeah. So that's one of the things. So for me, we have toxic relationships with money.
Absolutely.
Right?
I agree.
We have toxic relationships with money, and we spend more money than every other culture or ethnic group. Because we have trauma when it comes to money, right? So all of that has created financial habits, right? All of that happened. And so...
Why I thought your shirt was about to say certified BDB.
I did, because it said certified.
Certified Wall Street Trapper. So what happens is we have to get information. But the reason why people don't give us the information is because I say this, and this is the easiest way to do it. There's a financial predator and there's a financial prey.
Right.
The lion will never teach the zebra, the giraffe, the gazelle how to get away.
Right.
Because if the lion taught them how to get away, what does the lion eat? Right? The lion don't eat nothing unless he's going to eat another lion.
Right.
Right? And the reason why the lion can't teach them how to get away is because then they'll tell everybody how to get away. So if I know that lower class and Black Hispanic people spend the most money. Why would I teach them how to become financially literate?
Because they the ones who making me rich.
They the ones who making me rich.
I just had this conversation with one of my homegirls, with another one of my homegirls the other day about like, we were just talking about how like we're both making way more money now than we were. But she was like, bitch, it'd be so hard. She was like, I want to buy a house, but it's so hard to save the money because the more money I make, the more shit I want.
So
that's the truth. Because I'd be like, honestly, I'm not trying to be funny. It's like, if I want to invest in a stock, I go to Chanel.
I'm going to go to Chanel.
I want to go to Chanel.
And
but this is why we got you on the show, because we need to be released from them shackles.
And that's the trauma, because the trauma says that
we supposed to put that shit on.
I gotta put that shit on.
Yeah, I'm serious.
And because you've had less than for so long.
I never had Chanel as a kid.
Exactly.
But I got it now. But that's what I'm saying. But that's why I'm gonna say this is because it's even what people say about us. They're like, oh, Dre and Lex not really getting it because look at what these girls got. And look, but honestly, but we have talked about this. We're sitting on our money
because I probably got way more money though.
But not even about that. We are sitting on our money because we are in like limbo. Yeah. We want to invest, but we also want to put that shit on. So we're just not doing nothing.
So you got to find a balance. So here's the balance. So
it's just sitting there.
It's just sitting
there. And you're becoming poor by the day.
Oh no!
I've been there before.
So basically, what you telling me is,
but it hurt more when you have it and lose it.
I'm never gonna be able to put that shit on.
So you can. So this is how I look at it. So I tell people all the time. So I do my shit. You know what I'm saying?
But I see you.
He put that shit on.
I do my
call a lot of gang shit.
He put that shit on.
So I do my shit here and there, but I'm conservative.
Right.
Like I'll be like, all right, let me. After I made a certain amount of money, let me treat myself.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because ask yourself, like, what do you see for poor minds? What do you see for Lex? What do you see for Dre? Right? Like, when you have kids, like, what do you see them doing? Or here's the bad habit. Now I'm about to teach them to put that shit on.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get money, put that shit on.
Right.
Right? And so now we passing down the toxic traits with money, and we raise materialistic kids. This is why Bernard Arnault, which was the man who created Louis Vuitton, Moet, and Hennessy, he was the.
Why you know his name? Did you know that?
He was the richest man.
I recognize it. That's why I went like this.
He was the richest man in the world.
I thought I knew that nigga from back in the Gap. The Don likes to put that shit on.
And that's a damn shame you didn't know his name.
Most people don't. But he was the richest man in the world.
What Bernard did? I used to call him Lil B when we was.
You did.
Yeah.
So he's the man who owned Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy, LVMH.
Right.
He was the richest man in the world last year.
Wow. Yes, he was. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. Every time, and I'm not being funny, every time I would go to the mall and I would go to Louis, it was a line.
It's everywhere.
A line.
But here's the thing: he owned Louis Vuitton, he owned Fendi, Dior. All of that falls under that brand.
Right.
Balenciaga. All of that falls under that brand. All of it. What's that? Clico. All of that falls under his brand.
That's crazy.
Right? So he was the richest man in the world last year.
Damn.
So, but again, financial literacy is important because we got to learn how to adapt new relationships with money. We got to start understanding that not only is money important, but leverage. I say money is not a goal, it's a tool. Right? I don't care about, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I don't care about how much money I have. I want to know that I can use this money to take me to the next level.
Right.
Right. That's what the money for. The money is for to give me access to rooms so I can meet people that can take me to another level.
Right.
That's what the money for. Right. And so it's important for us to understand financial literacy because we got to understand that we can make more money from thinking than working.
Right.
Right. And so once we understand that concept, instead of not being scared of investing, understanding that investment is what takes me there.
I mean, Meek said that. Scared money don't make no money.
It don't make nothing.
So what exactly is a custodial account?
All right, so let's get into that. So I created this thing called family SOPs. And what that is standard operating procedures for every family that you should have in place. Okay. Because wealthy people have them in place. Right? And they play the game by a different set of rules. So a custodial account is an account that you control for your kids up until they're 18, but you're investing for them.
Okay, because usually when we open accounts for our kids, it's like in a light bill.
Yeah.
Cable
Nah,
bill.
it's your name. Now your credit shot.
I mean, it's so many people, and I think that's so crazy. I mean, I'm very thankful I wasn't in a situation like that, but there's so many black people that I run into. They be like, yeah, my credit is fucked up because my mom used to put shit in my name when I was a kid, and I just think that's so like
it's insane,
unfortunate, and it's
very
so crazy. Why? But I guess, like you said, black people, we have a toxic relationship with money.
We mostly in survival mode.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like if my shit fucked up and
I'm gonna put
I
it in
use your shit.
I'm about to do that. I'm about to put it in your name.
Leroy Jr. graduating with a 3 credit score.
So the custodial accounts allow me. So my daughter right now, she's 6. So she has 6 figures invested already.
Damn,
the goal for me.
Me too.
God damn.
So the goal for me is to make her a millionaire by the time she's like 15. And that don't mean me working. It means, okay, when I get money, every time I get, boom, let me put some money up for her in this custodial account so America can make her wealthy. Right? I'm just using the money to put in the machine.
Right.
I'm going to put the money in the machine and the machine going to print the money for her.
Right. So a custodial account basically makes money.
Yeah. So what it is, it's a regular account, like a regular brokerage account that you would have, but you open one for your child.
Right. Okay.
And now you can invest for your child up until she's 18 or 21, depending on what state you're in. So most people use the 529. So a 529 is an account where you can start a college account for your kids, right? And I don't like those because it's limited to education.
Right.
With the custodial account, she can do whatever she want to do with it. But that also allows me to teach her. This is a learning lesson. Now I get to teach her about investing as we go. So I just bought her 10 shares of Google.
Oh, no,
for her
that's
birthday.
right.
I was like, what you want to get for your birthday? She was like,
she did not. She said Google.
She bought 100 shares of Roblox. She wanted 100 shares of Roblox.
Oh, really? I would have said it, Jeanette.
It's on my page. I was saying, what you want for your birthday? She was like, let's get some stocks, Dad. I said, what you want? She said, I want Roblox. I was like, how much you want? She said, 16. I said, okay. She said, no. I want 100. I said, all right, cool. Let's get you 100.
Ask for it.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the family SOPs what we put in place where we teach our kids about investing. We teach them about those things. So she may learn the ABCs in school, but when she come home, her ABCs is, what is A, asset? What is B, bank? What is C, credit?
Damn.
What is,
I was saying apples, bananas, and coconuts.
What is D, debt?
Let me ask you something. What is Z?
So we ain't got there yet.
Okay.
We still working on it. I gotta be creative.
Tell you, zebra.
I gotta be creative. But that's what I teach her.
Right.
So now what happens is she's not scared of money when she gets older.
She's not scared of losing it
She not.
Because she know it's gonna come back.
And that's the habit. The reason why
we need to be not scared of losing.
You need to be not scared of it. You gotta take the emotion out of it. Because
let me tell you something. I'm so scared of being broke.
Me too.
Because you've come so far.
Because I've come so far, it's like, it be feeling good to look at my bank account. It be feeling good.
Watch your shit every day?
Yeah.
I look at my shit every day.
I do too. And so it be so funny to me now. Okay, so I seen a meme on Instagram the other day and it was like, I don't even be wanting to look at my bank account after a crazy weekend because I know I got like $2. But now, and it's funny to me because I remember them times where it's like you'll just be out having a good time and you be like, fuck.
I used to pray.
I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look at the damage. You know what I mean? But now it's like I literally can do whatever I want. Really, and it feels good to get deposits every month. You know what I mean? Multiple deposits every month and making a certain amount of money. But I just remember a time when I didn't have it. So I never want to be in that place again.
So it creates
and so I think sometimes, like you said, that's why a lot of people just let their money sit. Like even when I talk to my mom is she's in her 60s right now. Even when I talk to my mom, she's just like, you need to save your money. You need to save your money, but it's like, actually, no, I don't need to save my money. I need to be investing it into something to make me more money.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But older Black people, our grandparents, our parents, they don't have that mindset. Save your money for a rainy day.
Because
that's what they always tell us.
You got to remember who gave us the blueprint. The people who gave us the blueprint is the people who designed the program.
Right.
The people who designed the program don't never want us to be
We weren't even supposed to be educated on this type of stuff.
Remember, at one point, it wasn't cool for us to learn how to read.
Right.
So I have a question. Do you feel like, I don't know, like...
Answer.
Girl, come on, say it. Goddamn.
Do you feel like us as Black people becoming wealthy, do you think it starts with us supporting each other? Because how you were just talking about the Bernard guy that, you know, owns Louis and Fendi and all of these things, and us as Black people, all minorities, you know, Latinos included, we love to buy these things. We love to put that shit on.
Status symbol.
But when it comes to a Black person who is trying to create a luxury brand or trying to do these things, we be like, I ain't buying that shit. I don't want to buy it. We continue to give our money to these other races and these other people who have created these successful brands.
Right.
But then we don't support our own. Do you think that is a problem and that's something that we should work on too? Because I'm not gonna lie, I be seeing hella girls with certain bags. I don't want to say the name. I feel like that's gonna sound bad.
I know.
But I don't be wanting to buy one.
Right. But there's also people
like, they cute, but I just be feeling like I don't.
I mean, I
would rather a Louis, and I think maybe that's the problem.
So I feel like when you look at those luxury brands, you understand the tradition of the brand,
right?
Right. You've been acclimated to it for so long, and I don't think you should shop. I'm not the person to tell you don't buy it. Right. I'm the person to say if I can buy a $70,000 Rolex, I can also buy a watch from my homie who got 17. His name is Chris Johnson.
You need to stop. I heard about him before.
So I can buy one of his watches too.
Period. Because he got,
Chris go crazy. So, you know, like, I feel like there can be a balance in doing that. Right. Like, you know, like you said, you don't really want to buy one. But if you can go drop 5-10 grand on that, if her bag $1,000, man, boom, it is what it is. You ain't gotta wear it every day, but you know, I played my part.
Guess what?
But I supported it.
But not only that, but guess what? We're tastemakers. So if Drea got that shit on, it's about your influence. It's about your influence. So we do have to use our influence for the greater good.
Because you got to think about it. No brand, just to be honest with you, no brand can do nothing without us.
Period. And that's a fact.
No brand. So this is what they do. Even when you think about people saying, when people wear Fendi, like when I wear stuff, it's discreet. But a lot of times when we wear certain things, it's the logo all over it.
Let me find out you got on them Amiris.
Come on now.
He got on something.
So what happens is they use us as...
Call me Mr. Put It On.
They use us as the billboard.
Right, exactly.
Right? So if you go see it, you see the LV all over. You're like, damn, I want that. We see the entertainers, they got it on.
Right.
They're using our most influential people as the billboards, and subconsciously, they set the tone for what we want to do.
Exactly.
So if our people started, and I'm not telling nobody what to do, but if you started wearing those black brands, you know what we gonna do? I'm about to wear that too.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So we are the culture. We represent that.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to discuss that. Because I do feel like, I'm not going to lie, I be feeling bad about that. Because it's like, I literally would go spend my money at Louis. I would go spend, like, you know, I just bought a Givenchy bag recently. And it's like,
Givenchy.
I just bought, and I bought some shark boots. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll spend all of this money at Givenchy, but then when it comes to a black brand, I be like,
yeah, so I do it.
And I'm just being honest, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to be transparent with y'all. I know this probably gonna sound bad, but it's like, yeah, sometimes I be feel like I should buy this because I'm supporting a black person, but it's like, bitch, I'm not putting that shit on if I buy these.
But I think we have to think about the bigger picture.
And that's the problem, because it's like, I need to put you in a position to where now when I buy this, I am putting this shit on. It is on a level with Givenchy and Fendi.
We make it right.
But I think that we also need to, like he was saying, like we need to look at things in the longer run. That's what comes with our money as well. Like just because we put X amount of money in a stock now, we may not see the return right now, but we'll see that later on. If you put that black designer on, you may not see a return now, but guess what? 10 years later from now, because you put that shit on and you influence people, you making X amount of money because they decided, you know what? Let me make her my brand ambassador. You know what I'm saying? So we do have to start looking at.
We got the power. Yeah. Nothing in this world moves without us.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
All right. So now we gon' get into the bed. Ow.
The bed.
Bow.
The bed.
Bow. Bow. What the hell is this?
And Ryan
I'm just ready for it.
He like,
Okay, shut up. Okay.
He's talking about, we talking about financial literacy today.
I like the mix though.
I
like the mix.
So for the bed today, we're going to talk about, we're still going to keep with the topic of finances.
For sure.
So we're going to talk about, should your finances affect your dating / sex life? Because I feel like a lot of times people will say things like, if you broke, there's no reason you should be horny. If you're broke, there's no reason that you should be out on dates. Like, damn, poor people can't fuck.
Because why are you fucking? Why are you enjoying life when you don't have no money?
Now, Drea.
Nothing is enjoyable about being poor. I love y'all. What Monique be saying?
My sweet babies. My sweet babies.
Nothing is wrong with, I'm not going to say, okay, how do I say it? Nothing is wrong with being poor.
Yes, it is.
Okay, but I'm saying that because people be poor.
No. So
I'm trying to say nothing is wrong with it. Like, I'm not looking down on you, but you should want to get you some money. And if you don't have no money, why is fucking the first thing that's on your mind? I will never understand it. When I didn't have no money, I didn't want to fuck nobody unless he was going to give me some money. Unless he was going to
You might need to reword that.
No, I don't.
I
don't. Because I'm being honest. That's the point that I'm making. I wasn't fucking nobody.
Right.
Because I was literally trying to figure out, okay, what I'm about to do? How I'm about to get this money?
Right.
And if a nigga is texting me and he want to link up and he want to hang out, okay, are you about to give me some money so that I can pay this and pay that and get out of this situation? If you not, we don't have nothing to discuss.
Right.
And I'm damn sure not trying to go fuck on you. When I'm literally trying to figure out how I'm about to pay my bills.
And I think that's what you're trying to say. When you're stressed.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. When you're, honestly, whenever you're stressed and you're worried about things, I have my mind on like, how I'm going to pay this bill.
I be stressed.
Yeah, like I can't release myself or have fun on a day.
I'm not thinking about no dick.
My money ain't right.
No.
So I think it should, so I had this conversation with a friend of mine and I said that, so as a successful man, it's hard for me to, like, my mind don't really be on, like, chasing pussy.
Right.
My mind don't be on that shit. My mind, honestly.
So you single?
Yeah. So my mind be on, like, how do I build this empire? Like, my mind be on, like, yo, how do I build this empire? Like, this thing, I see it running. But at the same time, I'm not gonna date somebody that's not on this shit. I'm such a helper because I help people every day. If I see you grind, I'm like, yo, what I could do to help your business? What can I do to help you so you can, because I want everybody to make $1 million.
I know that's right.
I want everybody to see how that shit feel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna change your life.
Right.
Right? It's gonna change your perspective because once you make $1 million, you're gonna be like, yo, I can make 10.
Bro.
And you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna take the same energy.
I feel like we have the same brain. I tell Lex this all the time because what was we talking about one time on the phone? You was like, oh, I think once I get to a certain amount of money, I'm going to feel like I'm good. And I'll be like, I'm never going to feel like I'm good. Because I feel like if I can make, I feel like once I make $1 million, then I'm going to feel like I can make 10. Then once I make 10, I'm going to feel like I can make 50. Yeah. Then I'm going to feel like I can make 100. Then I'm going to feel like I can make 500. Like, it's just never going to be enough for me.
Because you start to realize that it becomes a game at that point.
Yes.
And it's switching from survival mode.
Right.
Yep.
Like once you can, my biggest thing about teaching people financial literacy and investing is getting you out of survival mode.
And honestly, that's where I still feel like I'm in survival mode.
You are.
I definitely am. Like, I'm not out of survival mode yet because I'm so used to this way of life. And I'm not to that other side yet.
But that's because you're not really a risk taker. I feel like, but I don't really know how to tell somebody who's not like naturally a risk taker how to be a risk taker. I feel like you need to be more,
because it comes with knowing like structure, like teaching me exactly, because even though you're not at structure, you should be like, let's just do it. And I'm like, well, what's the end goal? You be like, I don't know.
But let's do it.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I don't operate like that. I got people on my team
that be like,
right.
Like,
and Lex is like that with me.
That's me. I'm like, I need to know.
You need structure.
I need structure.
You need structure. And everybody different in their way. So I call that having an investor's identity. Like you got to identify who you are as an investor.
Right.
Like I'm the risk taker.
So you gonna be like, hey, let's make it work. Let's
we gonna make that shit work.
And I tell Lex all the time, if I lose it, I know I'm gonna get it back.
I'm confident.
I'm confident I'm gonna get it back.
I am that way. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna just give my money to anything, but if I want to invest in something, somebody gives me a plan, A, B, C, D, E, F, and I'm like, okay, I trust in it, and I give my money, and we end up losing it, I'll be like, you know what? I can take that L because I know I'm going to make it back. Right. But I'm not investing on somebody like, man, I got it. I'm passionate. Let's do it.
Nah, passion ain't going to get me there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I am the person, like, if I see the vision, I'm gone.
Right.
I'm a big picture thinker.
Right.
Like, I always think big picture. Mm-hmm. And so for me, just to talk about that is...
Yeah, back to these broke people fucking.
I feel like you should have... I think if you aren't financially where you want to be at, that should be what you're working on.
Right.
But I still think you should be able to get you some pussy.
Every now and then.
You know what I'm saying?
Why you feel that way?
Well, because I feel like...
Why should I give a broke nigga some pussy?
Well, so let's think about this. So here's a prime example. Check this out. I was watching the Super Bowl. The dude Cooper Kupp. He's the MVP. Look what his girl did. She's the reason how he got to the NFL. Why? She
Okay, give me a little backstory.
She paid for him to go to school. She was paying for his classes.
Not PB.
She took on another job while he was going through school.
I know that's right, Queen.
But he went to the NFL, got a big contract. Now he just won a Super Bowl. But he was broke. He was broke. And now look at it. All right, let's go a little further.
How old are they?
So now they're I don't know how old he is now, probably like 30. How old he is?
But that story is like
young.
But not only that story is a 1 in a million. Like, a lot of times men want us to struggle.
So now we looking at
hold me down.
Now we looking at the type. So now you got to look at the type of man you dealing with. Are you dealing with a dude who keep having excuses after excuses after excuses after excuses? So I'm a highlight my daughter's mom right here.
Okay.
Right? I'm gonna highlight her. So I was fighting my charge, and I was going through the motions or whatever, and then, I started working and stuff, and so then I said, look, I'm about to quit this job. I said, I'm about to go all in on this, yo. I said, I used to be giving her like $2,000 a week. So I said,
that's better than...
I said, check this out. Man. I said, I'm not going to be able to do that, but I am going to be able to pay for school.
Yeah.
Just hold me down until this shit pop off for me. She was like, all right, cool. You ain't never let me down one time. Go get it. I believe in you. Now, she don't got me for nothing. You feel what I'm saying?
I know that's right. But that was because your track record. Like, you probably...
that's what I was going to say. It's because of your track record. Because she knows you're reliable. She knows that you're dependable.
Right.
I feel like it be so many niggas that be like, hold me down.
So that's why
they be in the studio making boo-boo records.
Well, not only that, we're in our 30s now. We are in our 30s now. We are in our 30s. Why do I have to hold another man down in his 30s? Like, it's not like we're 25, 24 going through college.
I feel like it's also different when you're younger. Like, if I was 18 or 19 and I was with my high school boyfriend and he's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to be a rapper. Oh yeah, I'm trying to go to the NFL, whatever. Okay, at that point in time, I believe that might be a possibility for you because of our age and you have a chance. You probably could make it if you good at football or if you good at basketball or if you are really a good rapper. But at 30, and now I be dating niggas who be older than me. So I'm 30. The dudes I be dating be 40. If you still rapping, bro, hang it up flat screen.
So now we looking at, that's why I say let's look at his.
I hope you watch this and get in your ass.
So I'm just saying, look at his track record. So what is he giving you? What is he showing you about him? We have to be able to understand the person that we dealing with.
Right.
Right? Like if I see like you trying to do what? How many times, like what does this track record look like? So it was easier, and as you're right, it was easier for my daughter mom. I made it say $1,000 a week. It was easy for my daughter's mom. Yeah, it was easy. It was easier for my daughter's mama to believe in me because I had a track record of showing up.
Right. And being reliable.
You know what I'm saying?
Consistent.
So if he's broke, what is he? Is he broke because he keep investing in himself and it's not turning out right?
Wait.
Or is he broke because he lazy?
I don't deal with broke niggas. But they do be trying to rap though.
You feel everybody trying to rap.
And it be like, why you trying to rap still? You if it hasn't worked by now.
That is a difference.
Like when Jay-Z was 40, He was already a millionaire.
This is true.
If you 40, you still trying to be a rapper.
Yeah, you could try to hang.
You gotta let that go.
It's ugly out
But
here.
the thing is, you could still be successful.
Of course.
I'm not trying to talk down because I don't want to sound like I'm being like an ageist. Because at the end of the day, at 40, you could still be successful, even if you're not successful right now. But rap, especially if you making money.
But that's what he was saying earlier.
Ain't your lane.
There's things to do outside of rapping and being an athlete.
So it's just like, that's what I'm asking. So if he's broke in the moment, why is he broke?
Right.
Is he broke because he keep investing in himself? And, you know, the business ain't going right. So I ain't mad at you for doing that because you keep going all in on you. And that was one of the things. That's why my daughter, because she saw when I stopped hustling, boom, I was going to the auction, getting calls from the auction. I'm selling them. Right?
Damn, you
making that
sold
work.
everything.
You know what I'm saying? Making that work. You know what I'm saying? So I was always trying to put it together. You feel me? So why is he broke? Is he broke because he lazy? Like, he just ain't got no get up and go by himself. So I think all of that is why you get or don't get some pussy.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you broke?
So basically, you kind of going back to the first topic we talked about. So if you a hustler.
There you go.
If you somebody that's really out here getting it, like, no, I might not be rich yet. I might not be where I want to be at.
I get a little piece of pussy.
I can get a little piece.
I'm hustling. I'm trying.
But I'm consistent.
Work with me.
Yeah.
I'm hustling. Give me a piece.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's energy for me. I give me a piece. I go to the world and do my thing.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a little piece.
Because once the piece is hit.
That's it. It's gone.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
And I never thought I would say this, but from that standpoint, I can agree with you.
Yeah.
Because one thing I can't fuck with. One thing I can't fuck.
No.
One thing I can't fuck with is a lazy nigga.
We ain't never done this before. I ain't never seen you like this.
But wait, but hear me out also. Not saying I would do that now.
Okay.
No, right now you gotta have that.
You gotta be pushing feet.
You gotta be pushing feet. But what I'm saying is I can understand where he's coming from, especially when it comes to like maybe a younger girl.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Who you in a relationship, you in your 20s, you 21, 22,
That's
and you
real.
with a nigga who really out here like trying to get in.
Yeah.
He trying.
Mm-hmm.
He just ain't made it yet.
Yeah,
But
he ain't
he
figured it
trying
out yet.
but he consistent. Like y'all lights ain't never turned off.
Facts.
Right.
He makes sure the rent paid every
That's
month.
facts.
You know what I mean? He doing what he got to do. He hustling. But nah, he ain't rich. He probably can't buy you Chanel's. He probably can't buy you.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You know what I mean? Y'all probably sharing a car.
It's cool.
It's giving Jody.
But like I said, we're talking about the younger gen.
But Jody was selling dresses, remember?
Not the Chanel.
Out the trunk.
Chanel.
Jody was selling
Out the
dresses
trunk.
out the trunk. He had
was.
that shit in him. It's in you, not on you. It's in you, not on
So
you.
at this age,
Okay.
do you feel like women our age getting advice from a BDB? You a certified BDB now. You a
You need
certified
to change
BDB.
the little part at the bottom.
No, we're gonna give them a BDB university.
Give you a BDB.
Bet.
So do you feel like women our age are like, should we still be like holding men down and giving men a chance and, you know, falling in love with their potential and not what it is?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Because I ain't.
All right. She was like, I ain't.
Yeah,
What you
like
got to say? All right. So I feel like, so now I'm looking at the wealth ladder. So most people who I've studied have became wealthy after 40. Right? After 40. So again, where are you? So now I'm gonna look at y'all as again 2 successful black women. I'm on
3 times.
So I think
You know how to compliment a
I think-
bitch. I know that's right.
I think with what y'all have going on, I think if you find a man, if you can be like, okay, so where are you going? It's good to identify where he's at and where he going. Like I feel like y'all smart enough to know if somebody just blowing smoke. Right?
definitely.
Y'all done been through something. So if y'all dating, you don't really know his financial status yet. All right, cool. Like, all right, so look, we done went on a couple of dates. Like, what you doing with yourself? Where you going? Because now you need to see if it's gonna complement where you going.
Right.
This is what me and my girl doing. I'm building this poor minds. This is what we doing. What you got going on?
Got you.
Right? And if that makes sense to you, cool. Because what if he's building a business, or what if he's working a 9 to 5, but what if he's on a corporate ladder? Right? Because entrepreneurship ain't for everybody.
Right.
Right.
Definitely
So what if
agree.
he is on a corporate ladder and he said, yo, I may be doing this, but I got hella investments. I got real estate property. I got this. So I think it depends on that man and what he's doing. And does it compliment you as a woman and where you going?
Got you.
Cause let me tell you something.
Oh,
I love to tell a nigga these days. I got money. I make money. I don't gotta deal with you.
You better tell them. Look,
if they be getting on my nerves, or they be doing some shit, or they not doing what I want them to do or what I feel like I deserve, I got money.
So tell me what you deserve.
I just feel like I want somebody that's thoughtful. I feel like men are not thoughtful anymore. And I feel like they be so busy trying to play a game, like I look at this person. Because let's be real, men are visual creatures.
100%.
You look at a woman, initially when you trying to fuck with her, you're not looking at her like, oh, I think she's very intellectual.
Come on.
I just had
They
this
not looking at
conversation.
Remember when we said that? Her mind. They not looking at her mind.
I wonder what are her thoughts about Forex.
Right, yeah.
I just had that
I
conversation.
wonder, you know what I mean? A nigga is not looking. He's not
that
thinking
ass
about.
fat. What we
Yes, right,
popping.
right.
That's
So
fat.
and I get it
Yeah.
because ass fat.
Yeah, I know.
You got
Right.
that.
So
Close our mouth.
it's
I'm with the shit too. I ain't tripping.
Not the Wall Street. Not the Wall Street still in the street. He know what's
so it's like I get it. I get that when you look at me initially as a man, that's what you're gonna look at. You're gonna be like, okay, she pretty, like she got a fat ass, she got a little waist.
You better.
I'm just saying the facts are the facts are the facts.
Put it on the resume for the girls. Face is beautiful. My waist is so small and my ass is so fat. So when men look at me, they like, I don't think she has a thought. But my waist still is small. So
But at the end of the day, I just really like thoughtful guys. Like I like men that go out of their way to do small things. Like even if I mention something and then you end up like if I mention something small, like something that happened to me recently, I had a guy buy me a juicer. And I mentioned that I wanted to start juicing. And so he ended up buying me a juicer. Thoughtful. And I thought that was thoughtful. It doesn't always have to be a Chanel
bag.
a Dior bag, whatever. Want that too. But it don't always got to be that.
I like that.
I just like people that are thoughtful. And I think most men are not thoughtful these days.
They don't pay attention to details.
They don't pay attention to details. They don't care. I think everybody is out. Like social media has made it to where it's like when it comes to dating, everybody is just out for themselves.
It is. So one of the things I just had this conversation last night. I talk to a friend of mine all the time named April Mason. She cold-blooded. So me and her be talking.
Just giving me, hey April.
Yeah, April Mason cold-blooded. And so one of the things with men is emotional intelligence. Right?
Let's talk about that all
so
the time.
we have to develop that because we haven't been taught that. So as men, what we often see is don't cry, right? Don't show a girl that you feel this kind of way about her. And the man who fucked the most women is the champion.
Right.
Right? So that keeps us from being emotional. Even if you love a girl or you feel some kind of way, that don't look right in front of your homies because the first thing, what you in love, dog?
Right.
I mean, you pussy whip. You tripping out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now you like, damn, I don't feel like that in front of my peers.
Right.
Right. So that's along with financial literacy, black men we got to learn how to be emotional intelligent and deal with that trauma.
A word.
Right. So what happened with me was I had a daughter. So that immediately like cut that shit. Cause I got to show up emotionally for her every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So for men, yes, the first thing we see, I don't care. I'm not trying to see how smart you is in the beginning because physically I'm attracted.
Right.
The physical attraction becomes that's what got me here.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let's work on the other stuff. Like that's cool. But also women, like she said, nigga, I got money.
And that's how I be feeling now. I be fed up because I feel like in my past, I used to deal with men because I had to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Just keeping it 100.
Right.
I used to deal with niggas because I had to. Now, I don't have to deal with nobody that I don't want to deal with. If
And
I
that's
wake up
good.
today and you getting on my motherfucking nerves, I'm going to block you.
Right.
That's how your
I'm
peace
not going
come.
to respond.
That's how your peace
You
come.
know?
That's how you get peace. And
But I also kind of feel like it plays into the stigma of this is what me and you have these conversations all the time too. As you start to become a successful black woman,
You feel like you don't need a man.
You feel like you don't need a man, but it also makes it harder to find a man.
That's toxic. I don't like that.
We're not trying to make it toxic, but it's the fact.
No, so here's what happened. So the one thing I don't like about our culture right now is the independent black woman.
You don't like that?
I hate it.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. Because it now puts a woman in a position where she feels like she doesn't need a man.
Right.
I'm not saying that you supposed to depend on a man.
Right.
But you need a man. Because men supposed to represent protection, security. That's what we supposed to represent.
Right.
The first two things. Right? And then behind that becomes provider, nurturer.
So with all those things you said, though, a lot of black women, we're turning to be independent because we aren't getting up. We're not getting
100%.
And just like you said,
I just told you, I feel like men, they'll want to fuck with you because they be like, oh, she cute, oh, she attractive, whatever. And then even when you really start fucking with them, it's kind of almost like, I've dated guys, especially when it comes to like talking about my accolades, talking about the things that I've accomplished. It's almost kind of like they be intimidated.
So now you got to step up the type of men that you attract. You can't attract the men. I mean, men gonna be attracted to you regardless.
But what if it's people that are successful already too?
So now that's where you later, like, I love feminine women.
Okay.
I love that shit. Like, cause I don't want you to be my nigga.
Right.
I got niggas for that.
But let me say this, because we actually had this conversation before. A lot of times women aren't feminine around men because we don't feel safe.
You're not protected.
We're not protected. 100%. So of course I'm going to be like, what's up, nigga? That's me all day. Because if I don't feel like I'm doing like this, because if shit go left, I'm going to beat your ass. Know that.
So
that's why we kind of give off that masculine energy sometimes.
And I don't feel like I give off that energy because that's just, I feel like I'm a little.
You're way more feminine. But in my situations that I've been in where I went out with a guy that I thought I liked and shit went down and I didn't feel safe.
But
that's created this tension. Exterior and this wall for I don't play that with nobody.
And like I said,
in order for you to see that feminine side of Lex,
I gotta feel safe.
I have to feel safe. I have to trust you, and that takes time.
That does.
I have a very soft side. We always talk.
Oh, for sure.
When I'm with a man that I really like, I'm the most feminine person on this earth. Like, because we had an astrologer come the other week and she was saying like, you are really like
intuitive
when it gets down to it, but I'm not like that off the gate because
you shouldn't be though. And we got to learn that. And so men, it has been intentional on the destruction of our culture.
Right.
Making the black woman feel so independent, but also making her not feel protected.
Right.
Because that ain't new. Over generations, black women has seen where their husband has watched them get raped, watched them get right. And so as a woman, you can't feel protected in that.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And as a man, you like, damn, I can't. I'd rather die than you just do this. So it has been intentional on creating this division, making black men not emotionally intelligent and making black women feel so super independent.
Right.
So I think that has to, as men, again, I always look at for us, because if we become emotionally intelligent, if we become strong, then you have no other option but to be submissive.
Right.
I
can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Like if you around a man, you like, damn, I feel comfortable around him. I don't give a fuck what's going on. I know he got us. Then you ain't got no choice but to be like, what is femininity at its best? So we as black men got to learn how to represent that so we can take that away from you.
Right.
While still acknowledging your independence, while still acknowledging your success, but saying, nah, like, I got us.
Right.
And then once you in that premise, you okay.
And that's why I said I'm honestly not dealing with a man that's not emotionally intelligent anymore. I can't do it.
Because I feel like honestly that's something that me and you talk about all the time. Like that's what we crave. Like we want to be
that word.
Because we want to be able to be submissive to a guy that we're dating. But it just be like, the more and more I date, like the more and more I talk to you, the more and more I be around you, you really ain't shit. Like why would I be submissive to you?
And not only that, I just feel like, communication is so big to me. So it's like
It's a big thing.
Hate people who can't communicate.
yeah, so it's just like a lot of times the way even men communicate, you can see that in the beginning. Like certain things go on, and instead of us talking about it, you know, when you get online and a woman reposts Justin LeBoy, that's because she doesn't feel comfortable talking to you.
So she's trying to
she's gonna subtweet you on her story instead of texting you.
And one thing about me and Lex, we gon' sub a nigga.
You know what? And I've actually gotten away from that of recently. Like,
won't be subbing no
my
more?
last situation I just left, I was able to walk away because one, I didn't need that man anymore. But two, I'm not about to sub you. I'm not about to do all that because you know what? You weren't meeting me there with our communication. So instead of me trying to make you feel some type of way about things that I post, I'm gonna just walk away and I'm gonna be okay with that. And I'm gonna know myself as a woman, and I'm not gonna put my value into you and how you make me feel.
You better know yourself, queen.
I like that.
Period.
You remember when my ex told me, he said, I know every time you be posting certain shit up on Instagram, you be talking about me.
I'm dead. That's why I don't do it no more. Okay, so we gotta move on. We're gonna move on into the bop. Hey.
The bop.
Oh.
The bop.
Bow. You know about that bow bow. Because he know about that bow bow. He know about that bow bow. He know. That's New Orleans.
Why you laughing at our song?
Because let me say, I am from Orange, Texas. Y'all know I say that all the time. That's on the border of Louisiana. All my family from Vinton, Louisiana.
I know what Vinton is.
Yeah.
Where is Vinton?
Vinton is like, it's like the country.
Lake
It's literally
Charles.
Lake Charles, that area.
from Louisiana too, but I never heard of
Vinton is literally like the where my house was built in Orange. Like we could literally walk over a bridge and we're in Louisiana.
Really?
The first place I was in was in DeQuincy.
Okay,
so that's right around.
Yeah.
I used to have to go in the neighborhoods and clean up and stuff. So
I indeed. Not you was in the bitches and Vinton.
I did community service before
I was in the
too.
Prince, so that was what
Thug life.
Yeah, so that's how he know Bow Bow because that come from that area. So the bop of the week for my song is by Xavier Omar. Now, if y'all don't remember, I made a bop by him a long time ago called "Say It." He is an R&B singer, and I just love his voice. He has a super good tone. And a listener, I can't remember her name, she actually sent this to me because she knows I love him. So he has a song called "Feelings for You," and it kind of gets into that emotional intelligence. It's just like a man recognizing his feelings for a woman and not denying it and saying, hey, this is how I feel. You fucking with it or not?
I like that.
And that's the kind of man I want. So that's why I was like, I'm manifesting that.
I've done that before.
Really?
Yeah,
Express yourself.
look, what we doing?
Yes. Sometimes you have to be like
And
that.
see, where you niggas at?
But yeah, Cancer.
Where are you niggas at?
He said he was a Cancer.
I mean, he did say he was a Cancer. And we do one thing we know about Cancer men. Y'all are in touch with y'all. Like, I feel like water signs in general.
Yeah,
y'all are in touch with y'all emotions.
I don't agree with
Fire
that.
signs, earth signs,
Not
we
so
struggle
much.
with emotion.
Yeah.
But my Pisces and Moon, so that's why I'm so emotional. Remember, she said that. The lady said that. That's why I'm so emotional and I'm so big on communication.
And my moon sign is Leo.
Yeah, so you're like,
I did a crystal healing like 2
really?
weeks
How'd it
ago.
go?
Man, changed my life.
We're really into
we
astrology
love
and crystals. I be sage in my house. I be using Palo Santo.
It was real dope. She like I was laying on this bed and she put the crystals on me. And she made me hold some crystals in my hand. And she saged me. And she told me what the one at the top is called, your crown.
Yeah, she did your chakra stuff.
Yeah, she did. She was telling me, she was like, she had to do extra work up there because it was blocked. She was like, I told her
because that's all that work. That's all them cryptos up there.
But I told her I had just a lot of trauma. I'm like, when I've been through, but when I let the stones out of my hand, she was like, yo, they are really hot. She was like, you good though. She was like, I want you to come back once a month. So that was really dope for me. That was my first time.
Did you feel better afterwards?
I did. I felt like I was in a flow. I was like, damn. She was like, no, you let off a lot of energy. So I did feel better about that.
But I feel like everybody should do that, like connect with their insides and experience. Because I actually just had a reading with Sade. Shout out to Sade. I shout her every week because I do my readings with her and she just lets me know like what I need to release, what I'm going through. So that's very important. Like I said, I've already been in touch with my emotions, but I just am trying to learn myself better so I can control my emotions better. Because I think that's what a lot of people don't do. We don't control our emotions very well.
We don't.
We suppress them.
We definitely do.
Yeah, I like
or we
that.
act out too much.
Yeah,
okay, go ahead and tell your bop, girl. I'm dead.
So
what we doing?
Y'all know I was talking about Kodak Black on one of the recent episodes. I love Kodak Black. That nigga be coming out with vibes. So he got a new song called Grinding All Season. And I fuck with it because that's the mood.
Grinding all season.
Until I find my man. It's giving mood. It's giving me. It's giving me.
Period. I like that.
It's giving, and I hate to say this because I feel like everybody say this every year, but 2022 is my year.
It is. Okay, so what you been jamming this week?
Let me think. What have I been listening to? So I'm not a music person like talking about it. I listen to
Well, what you was listening to when you pulled? Because I seen what you pulled up in.
What he pulled up in?
I'm gonna tell you, girl. I seen it.
Damn, we can't even whisper because he in the middle.
Now I listen to music. Don't get me wrong, but I like to shift my mood. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, a lot of audible books. But my daughter.
Have you listened to Poor
That's why Ron said he did. He listened to. Ron said, "What y'all gonna talk about? This nigga smart."
He talking about. He said, "But what are y'all gonna talk about? Because Trap reads books." I said, Ryan, just because we don't talk about books on Poor Minds do not mean that we don't read books.
Exactly. I read 50 Shades of Grey.
I listened to y'all for 3 hours yesterday. I was like, oh, this is crazy. I like this. I'll tell you an artist I do like, Snow.
Okay, Snow Allegra.
I love her.
Oh, yeah.
So smooth voice.
She reminds me of Sade.
Yes, she definitely kind of channels that with that smooth.
So
yes.
I'll listen to her a lot, like when I want to chill.
So you're like an R&B guy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'll listen to like Snow and Ari Lennox. I like her.
See,
we love some Ari.
I thought you was gonna be like them whole better not fuck with my. Okay.
No.
I didn't know
and he don't want to.
The New Orleans accent. I didn't know what he was gonna come on here and say. So
I'm
the
New Orleans to
Slim,
the bone. You know what I'm saying? I'm New Orleans to the bone. When I go home, it's on.
Yeah. Got Chopper. I am dead. Yeah. Okay, so shout out to New Orleans.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl XP.
And it's your girl, Dre and Nicole.
And we are here once again to tell y'all about how much we love and use BetterHelp.
Y'all know we love BetterHelp.com. We have been using it for a long time now, and we put it into y'all heads every week because therapy is so important, especially in the Black community.
Right. I feel like a lot of people are afraid to use therapy. They feel like, they don't want to pay the price. They don't want to leave their home. They feel uncomfortable. So the best thing about BetterHelp to me is that you do this all from the comfort of your own home. They link you with a counselor within 48 hours, and you can choose specifically the type of counselor you want. We actually have a patient review. It says, Jennifer has really helped me and I'm really grateful for her. You can tell that she really cares and has offered me so many recommendations and solutions to a lot of the problems I've discussed with her. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Review written by a BetterHelp user with career difficulties, issues concerning depression, stress, anxiety, relationship issues, self-esteem, and anger management.
Absolutely. So you should definitely use BetterHelp.com and see why over 2 million people have used this website. And make sure that you use code POORMINDS to get 10% off of your first month at BetterHelp.com. That's BetterHelp.com/PoorMinds.
So we're going to get into our favorite segment of the week. This is the Pour Your Heart Out segment. If you want your question answered on the show, make sure you email us at askpourminds@gmail.com. And remember, if you're a Patreon member, just put that in the subject so you can skip the line. Okay, so I'll go ahead and read question 1. It says, hey ladies, I'm new to the Pour Crew, but I've been watching all the episodes on YouTube while at work, and I'm such a fan now. When I was 23, I used to work as a banker in downtown Atlanta. I had a regular client who was very rich, Nigerian, and ready to spoil me. He would offer to send me money, fly me out the country, take me shopping, etc. Being his banker, I obviously knew how much money he had, so I knew he wasn't bullshitting. The only issue was that he was physically unattractive to me. He was funky too, but I'm pretty sure it was just his cologne. I had to lie and tell him that I couldn't get with him because I didn't want to risk the integrity of my job. Are you always attracted to your BDBs? Side note, after I quit the bank, I decided to try and give him a shot, but he's already engaged to someone else and got me blocked on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Talk about
Funky?
wasn't she didn't like his cologne.
Either way,
It's a no.
nigga that's funky.
It's a no.
I don't even care if it's your cologne. It don't matter if you don't smell. Like if your smell is not appeasing to me,
right?
I cannot fuck with you.
Well, I would say I went on a date with somebody and I didn't like the smell of their cologne. So what I just suggested new cologne to him.
Well, actually, you say he didn't wear it.
No, not him.
Oh.
And I bought him some cologne. I bought him some good cologne too.
You call me Mr. Put It On.
Because that's the thing. If I fuck with you, I'm gonna make sure, like, you know.
Smell good.
And I got him a cologne because it's like, as a man, why aren't you wearing cologne?
I wear and as men, you gotta find a cologne that match with pheromones.
Exactly.
Because everything don't smell the same. And I think that's what people don't understand about fragrances. Yep. Everything does not smell the same on everybody. It's certain fragrances that people will be like, oh yeah, this shit smells so good. And then I'll go and smell it or I'll put it on myself. It's been stuff that I've actually bought. Like spent my money on it and I put it on and I was just like,
literally,
I don't feel like.
And you're a perfume girl. You buy so many. I've worn the same perfume for literally like 3 or 4 years.
You know it works for you.
That's the most compliment I get.
Yeah.
You smell so good. People always remember how I smell. See?
I know that's right.
But that's the most compliment I get. So I feel like if somebody doesn't smell right, and it's not because they're stinky, but you don't like their cologne, I feel like that's something that y'all could talk about.
But as far as like not being attracted to people, I think I've said this on the show numerous times. I cannot fuck with somebody that I'm not fit. Like I can't consistently fuck.
I agree.
I'm with that.
Or fuck with somebody who I'm not physically attracted to. Like anybody I've ever dated, I thought that you were attractive, or I thought something about you was attractive.
Right.
If you don't like it's giving you don't like this man,
right? At all? Because you didn't name one thing that you liked about him besides his money. Yeah. And I will say this: sometimes I meet somebody and I'm not physically attracted to them, but then I end up talking to them and they become either more attracted to me or less attracted to me. So this man has been coming into your bank and obviously he hasn't said anything or done anything to make you more attracted to him, and he's engaged now. Girl, let it go.
Let
and he blocked you. Let it go.
Yeah,
it's a no, queen.
Like
sorry. Question 2.
Okay. Is it possible a female could cut you off because your sex is too good? It's like they don't want.
Girl, keep reading. Because you know what? You about to get out my studio for the second time. Go ahead, girl. Keep reading.
It's like they don't want to allow themselves to get too attached or something. Or could it be I can't even finish the damn question.
Could it be personal reasons?
Or could it be other personal reasons, but I need to spill on why this occurs?
That is so not true.
That is true.
There is not enough women having good sex out here for me to cut you off because your dick is too good.
So let me tell you what happened.
Maybe she got a unicorn, bitch.
Let me tell you what happened. This
I've
never
had amazing sex and been like, let me cut him
off.
So
this happened to me one time.
Okay.
I'm gonna just keep it 100. So we had like this dope ass chemistry. Sex was good. And then she literally told me in the bed, I'm not fucking you no more.
After y'all had sex?
I said, what the fuck you talking about? She was like, nah. Because I know you're not ready to wife me. And I can't let you keep doing me that and you ain't ready to wife me.
Okay, well, that's different then.
That makes sense.
Because she wanted more than what you were willing to give
But
her.
it's not because the sex was too good. It was just like...
How you made her feel in the bedroom and outside of the bedroom. Because it's a combination of the both.
That's a fact.
I done had a man that can dick me down to heavens. Fact. But when we outside of the bedroom, I'm like, stop talking to me in public.
I don't know. Why are you laughing? You looked at my face.
I get that.
So it's like, just because, you know, it's a combination.
No names.
The one I just cut off, him too. Because that is dead and done. Dead and gone. Dead and gone. So I will say, if that happened to you, it's probably because she maybe wants more from you that you can't give to her.
At the moment,
but I don't want to give men too much credit because a lot of y'all don't have both.
Y'all do not be having fire. Y'all don't be having. It's a lie.
It's very rare that you meet a man. How often do you meet a man that's so amazing in real life and conversation
and in bed
that you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
you're too amazing.
I get that. That makes sense.
No, I'm not saying that.
No. That makes sense. That makes sense.
But
you might be a unicorn too.
He might be a unicorn.
But that makes sense because I wasn't ready to do that because I was building.
And you have to know, honestly,
Yeah.
that's what I'm learning as a woman now.
Yeah.
I told myself that, like, even when I go on a first date with a man, I'm telling him what my intentions are and what I'm looking for. So I'm not in the bed with a man and being like, oh, I can't do this because I know this is not what you want.
That's a fact.
So before we even get to the bedroom, we already done had this conversation. So I'm not in that situation. You
Yeah,
know
that
what I'm
makes
saying?
sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So for you, sir, I feel like let your intentions be known ahead of time so all these women aren't cutting you off.
Well, why are you telling him, sir?
Because that's what it could be. Oh, it didn't say if it was a man or a woman. Yeah. Well, if it's a woman, because you know you like a woman's touch.
Damn.
I can believe that for a woman before a man, though.
Yeah.
Like a woman just going around giving women orgasms, that's believable.
Oh yeah, bitches know how to please a woman.
We know you know. We know you know. All right.
Why she put you out there like that? Why she put you out there like that?
This is a weekly thing. Look,
good.
you surprised. They not. Okay.
It's true.
Question
It's true.
3.
They know my past life.
What's up, Lex and Drea? I'm probably part of the 1% of straight men that taps into the show. Honestly.
Why you think it's one?
No, but don't get mad at him because it was 1% at one time. But honestly, we have a lot of males that tune in
I
now.
like y'all.
We
I'm
do.
gonna start watching y'all.
Period.
I watch
We
y'all
gonna
for
put
3
you on
hours.
some game.
I watch y'all for 3 hours as a day.
I know that's
I was
right.
tapped in.
I know that's right,
I was tapped
baby.
in.
You can't watch something for 3 hours if it ain't good.
Nah, I was tapped in.
I
Even my
know.
CFO, she was like, "What that is? I'm about to watch them." I'm like, "Yeah, tap
We
in."
keep talking shit.
Yeah, I know that's right, baby.
I got it. I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
I find y'all hilarious and think y'all keep it real, so I find myself tuning in often. What is your opinion on a boring relationship? I've been with my girl for about 6 years. We have 2 beautiful children, but the relationship and sex is super dry. I'm 25 years young, into my career, and do very well for myself and family. A lot of the reason I haven't left is because I think kids should have both parents if possible. But at the same time, I see my single friends around me having a blast in their 20s, and I'm over here begging for some head. Just for context, her excuse is usually being tired, yet I do pretty much everything, including the work. I don't want to throw the relationship away because of a dry spot, but I also don't want to cheat and make things 10 times worse. What y'all think I should do?
Before you answer that,
No, you can go first.
I said this. So men have to be emotionally intelligent.
Right.
We are physical creatures. Women, like, stop giving me bonnet every day.
I don't even worry about
Stop
it. And I
giving
say
me
that all the
bonnet
time.
every day.
And niggas do
So
not
you
like
don't
that.
the bonnet bothers you?
Nah, I'm cool with it. But I'm a physical man.
Right. So when it's time to take
Even-
the bonnet
even-
Why
off.
you got a bonnet on?
Even sometimes, like when I come home, I'm out. He say he out here getting it. When I come home, I don't want to see bonnet. I want to come home and see, yes, that ass fat. That's why I'm here.
Ooh.
You feel me? Like, yup, makeup on. It don't got to be every day, but make me. I feel like a woman's job is not to not make me look at another woman, but her job is to make me never want to worry about going with them other women because I got everything I need right here.
Okay.
Right? So I feel
Like if you bored, okay, you want to beat you a red hair? Let me go get a wig.
you feel me?
But not
Like,
only
spice
that,
it
but
up.
baby, he's not turning her on either. It's a two-way street.
It's a two-way.
It's a
but
two-way
That's
street.
where communication come in.
That is the communication.
And your excuse can't be I'm tired.
Right. Now, I will say, like, when I have a man that I'm super into, you don't even have
That
to
thing
ask.
wet
You know what I'm saying?
all the time.
No, but he walking through the
Not
door.
he loosening up.
But
That thing wet all the time. No, this is a conversation because literally these are conversations I be having with April.
But it's the truth, honestly.
Yeah.
Like when you,
You know what I'm
walk,
saying?
like if I really like a man, I'm not about to have the bond. Like I want him to walk the door and see me and be like, God damn. Because as a woman, what do we love the most? We know this.
We love to
We
be
have hella
complimented.
followers on Instagram, but we get complimented by thousands of men
Yeah.
a day. But it don't matter if it
Because
don't
it's
come
not
from
the nigga that I want to be
not the
complimented
nigga that I want.
by.
So guess what?
Yep.
Yeah, I turn this shit on for Instagram, but imagine what I look like in real life.
For my
so I
nigga.
turn that shit on
Yeah.
Instagram, but imagine what I look like to my nigga behind closed doors. Y'all think this was something? So I get that. You're supposed to be that. I'm gonna be that
Yeah.
for my man.
I know that's
so
right.
that makes sense. But like I said, maybe it's something that he's doing that's missing for her as well.
Communication.
Because if you're at home and you just your nigga walking and you got a bonnet on, you don't
He
care
said
no
he
more.
got a beg for head.
He got a bed for head.
Which is wild.
Which is
'cause
crazy.
bitches-
All right. All right. Pipe down. Pipe down.
just a little bit.
Dress was like,
She about to.
Come on, Superhead Junior.
I did win that dick
I saw
sucking
that
contest
episode.
that year.
She did. We gonna bring that up every time.
And I don't give a fuck, bitch. That's an accolade. It's on the
It
same.
is.
It's on the same level as my bachelor's degree.
Honestly, think about it. Getting a Grammy, a degree, an Oscar, a dick sucking contest.
It's
all
on
the same
level.
All
It's
the
on
same.
level.
All right, so question 4. Go ahead, Drea.
But what he should do though?
What he should do is talk to his woman.
We didn't say what.
Honestly, he should have a conversation with her so they can honestly get on the same page. Like you said, it comes to emotional intelligence. When the physical isn't working, it's because there's something else going on. Something is missing. So before you try to go out there and cheat, you need to have a conversation with her. And honestly, y'all are young. The things I was into sexually at 18, 19, 20 are not the things I'm into now. So honestly, you're 25. You're probably going through that transition where different things are turning you on.
And can I say this? Oh, I know. Sometimes I really shy away from saying things on the show. But you know, when I had that conversation with Sade, she told me, like, I really need to start saying a lot of the things that I think more and not being so skeptical about saying it, even if people don't agree with it. I think that a lot of people need to shy away from, like, oh, I have kids with this person. So I have to make it work.
That's heavy.
I agree.
That's heavy.
It is.
I like that.
And I don't really like to speak on children because I don't have any yet. So I don't really like to speak on those type of situations because I don't know what it's like to be in it. But I just feel like people really need to stop wanting to work things out with a person because of a kid. Because at the end of the day, being happy is, in my opinion, being happy is what raises great children.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Both parents being happy. That's what creates great adults, great children. If you're not happy in a situation, why are you going to stay in it for your children? Because y'all are not even, you're thinking, oh, giving them a 2-parent household.
But y'all not even happy. Y'all making it worse.
Right. Giving them a 2-parent household, that's what children deserve. That's what they need. Okay, I mean, I guess.
But you're teaching them to stick it out when they're not happy. Right.
It's like if you're not happy, you're not happy. And if being single or maybe dating and then you end up finding someone else and you end up being in a relationship with someone else and they have to go back and forth between 2 households. But if you're happy and your ex is happy too, y'all both are in happy situations, then your child is going to be happy.
That's true.
Agreed.
I don't feel like staying together when shit is rough is a good idea.
I agree.
So yeah, but I know we're gonna get a lot of backlash for that comment.
I agree with that though. In certain situations, sometimes you just going through a rough patch, but sometimes it's okay to grow apart.
Right.
Yeah.
And it don't have to be beef. Like, just like we grow apart from friends, you can grow apart from your lover.
It's okay to
and
grow
I
apart.
only said that because a lot of the time I've realized whenever we get these, questions that y'all send in, so many of y'all say, oh, this and this and this is what's going on in the relationship, but we have kids. It's just kind of like, okay, but you don't sound happy. And that's what's more important.
That's true.
Than anything. Is you being happy. You can't be a good parent.
Right.
You can't be a good parent if you're not
unhappy. I agree.
You're going to love your kids different when you're happy.
Right.
Period.
So, yeah.
Question 5.
Question 4. Hey y'all, I'm an up-and-coming makeup artist. I just started a few months ago. I'm getting better, but I'm still not the best yet, and I have a lot to learn. I take makeup very seriously, and all of my friends know this. Most of my friends support me, but I don't know how to feel about one of my friends who is actually closer to being my best friend. She rarely reposts my content on Instagram. I never ask, but I feel like as a friend, you should just do it without asking. She does try to encourage me by saying my situation of growing clientele and growing as a makeup artist will get better though. She recently just became a brand ambassador for another makeup artist in our city who she's been mentioning she would love to work with. I don't know if I should feel some type of way about it or not because I just started a few months back. What do y'all think? I'll go first in this situation because I just feel like y'all gotta stop feeling like your friends gotta support everything you do.
Fact.
I agree with that.
Like your friends don't gotta support you. At the end of the day, when God gives you a vision for something or if he gives you a talent,
not everybody gonna see it.
And he gave it to you. Yeah. And unfortunately, the reality is of things in life, period, when it comes to anybody, it don't matter if it's your friend or not. People support you when everybody else support you.
Mm-hmm.
People think it's a good idea once everybody else thinks it's a good idea. Like, I literally have people around me right now that are my friends who did not support Poor Minds when they first started off. But now, anytime I post anything, anytime me and Lex accomplish anything, they're always in the comments. They're always like, oh yeah, congratulations, whatever. But I don't hold that against them, because sometimes people don't really see your vision until it
Stop popping.
Right. And not only that,
and
it's
you
like,
can't hold that against your friends, but it's like, to me, it's more so like, okay, now once I become successful, are you still being that way? Then that's giving hater vibes.
but not only that, it's like you said you just started. Maybe she just genuinely doesn't like how you do makeup.
Maybe you're not that good.
Honestly,
to her.
when I started the podcast, I knew like some people they just didn't
it's
like
not
it.
your lane.
And that's okay. Just because you're my friend doesn't mean you have to like it because it's me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you're not being a hater and you're not doing anything to block my blessings, I don't care, because it's enough people that are supporting me and like it. So it's just like, it's business. And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize. Like, it's business. Friendship and business separate if you can.
Yeah, y'all gotta stop taking shit personal. If I took things personal about my friends not supporting me when it comes to the podcast, I wouldn't have no friends.
How many people laughed at you when you was like talking about crypto and
They ain't get it. You know, they ain't get it. They ain't get it. But for me, I just look at it as there's 7 billion people in the world. I'm not gonna get rich off my friends anyway.
Right, facts.
My friends ain't gonna
The
make me
three of
rich.
y'all ain't about to make me
I'm
rich.
dead. Not the three. I mean, we don't have a lot of friends.
We don't.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's like the few of y'all, y'all can't pay my bills,
So I
even
gotta
if y'all
go-
was listening.
Right.
You gotta go out and get.
Yeah.
You gotta go find your tribe of people. And
Right.
Yep.
I don't feel no kind of way if some of my homies I be posting stuff, they don't post that shit. I don't be
Right.
tripping on that. But when I see something that's smoke, they post it. I'm like, yup, he felt that.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So you gotta give people the freedom to support you how they want to support you.
Right.
I agree. You have to definitely give people the freedom to support you how they want to support you. Because I'm not going to lie, even when it comes to me with my friendships, it's certain stuff that my friends have tried to do or started. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't always post
Feel it,
it or repost it. You know what I mean? But it's not because, but I love you as my friend.
Right.
And that doesn't take away from that. I just feel like it's an innate human feeling to like, a lot of the time, people just don't believe in shit until everybody else start
But
believing
not only
in
that,
it, until
it's
it
like-
becomes big.
Like, now we have like a platform now. So I know a lot of times my friends looking at me like, oh, Lex needs to repost this because she has a following. But it's like, if your shit not good yet, I'm not reposting it.
Yeah.
It's not up to par yet.
and
Just
it's
like,
not that I don't love you or don't fuck with you. It's just,
Like,
I'm not supporting this.
I had some friends who would never talk about Poor Minds, but it wasn't up to par yet. You go to listen, the audio fucked up, the camera crooked, this and that. But now they don't mind reposting it because they know, oh shit, such and such put me this on this podcast and it's good. Like, I would never want somebody to say, oh, Lex told me to go to her because she do hair and she fucked my hair up.
I mean, and I've said this before on the show too. As crazy as it may sound with us being podcasters, I don't listen to podcasts. Ever. I listen to nobody's podcast. That's just not something I want to do with my free time.
Right.
So if one of my friends or somebody that's close to me has a podcast, I might not be reposting it all the time.
Right.
But that's because I don't listen to the shit.
Right.
And it doesn't mean I don't believe in what you got going on, but
Don't take it personal.
yeah,
girl.
don't take it personal.
Don't
That's what
take
we
it
trying to.
personal.
That's what I think the three of us are trying to say.
Look, y'all, this has been a long. We haven't done a 2-hour episode in a really long time.
It's a 2-hour episode.
It was.
Something about fat.
We were just talking. So
Now we like Trap.
we do.
This our friend now,
This
y'all.
is our friend. So let the people know where they can find you at. Do you offer like one-on-one classes, like everything that you got going on?
Instagram, wall_street_trapper. YouTube, Wall Street Trapper. You know, we got a whole bunch of classes and courses that we do. Nothing one-on-one though. That's not the best
He said that ain't a part of my ministry.
thing for my time.
Right. Okay.
But I got mentorships, groups on any level you on and investing. We cover that. I do live classes all the time for free. Do lives all the time for free. So just come in the trap. Come trap with me.
I know that's right. And like I said, girls, don't be sliding in his DMs on a part of us. Just slide.
Just
They
slide.
coming.
Keep it
They
cute.
on the way.
Keep it cute, ladies.
Now we gonna take it to Louisiana for you today with the song. You ready, Lil Dre? Because I know you about to kill it. See, this is the thing. When we rap on this show, y'all know I don't listen to rap like that. The last hip hop song I learned was hip hop, the hibbit. I'm old. Hip hop and don't stop.
You wasn't even alive
Rock it
when
to the bang bang boogie and up jumps the boogie to the boogie to the boogie to beat. That was I'm old, bitch.
Now what you hear is not a test.
That was the last rap song I learned, y'all.
with that.
So when it comes to Drea is definitely the rapper of the group. You know,
first of all, I say this all the time. I was very much a trap nigga.
You did
in my old life.
I know that's right.
I really believe. I don't be wanting to get too deep, but I do believe that we might have been reincarnated.
You was Pablo Escobar.
I feel like in my past life I was a trap nigga.
I know that's
because it's no way that I just be feeling this shit the way I feel it.
All right,
and I didn't live it. You know.
Let's get into it though.
So are you gonna start it off? You got to do the ad lib. Do you even know how to do?
I got you.
He got you. I'ma help when I see fit.
I'm gonna do the first verse.
Let's go.
Okay. You gotta do the ad lib. Lex, are you gonna do a beat like you normally do?
I like it.
The fireman.
I like it. No, you was on point. You was on point.
I sounded just like it.
You caught off guard. You caught off guard. She didn't know you had the talent. She didn't know. I thought that was the real song. I was like, what that thing is?
Hey, you thought it was a speaker.
I went to looking for the
It's giving
thing.
a Dr. Dre peel.
I was looking for it.
Lex, oh my God.
Come on, man.
Let's go.
Come on, baby. They ready.
You hear me?
Well, you gotta start so then I can do the beat. Cause every time I start
you want me to start rapping?
Yeah, start rapping.
You were supposed to do the ad libs, the beginning.
I thought you was gonna start up. All right.
No, it's
Yo.
I'm back.
What?
That's right. Let's go. She's laughing. We helped her.
See? Come on,
I'm back in here.
Let's go. Come on, Drea.
So just start here.
I don't even know
I
what
was
we
just gonna
at.
start at.
Are you gonna start that? All right, come
Okay.
Ain't nobody fucking with me, man. He man, ski man, spending next week's cash. He fast, and I don't even need a G pass.
Nope.
I'm past that. I'm passing them out now, and you can't have that. And my chains who can't stand that. Tropical colors you can't match that. Gotta be abstract. You catch my gal legs open, better smash that. Don't be surprised when she asks where the cash at. I see she wearing them jeans that show her butt crack.
Hey.
My girls don't wear that. Why? That's where my stand at. I put my Mac down.
Yeah.
That's where you lack at.
Yeah.
She need a candle lit, and I'm a wax it.
Got her.
I rekindled the flame. She remembered the name. It's Weezy Baby January, December the same.
Ooh.
Mama give me that brain.
Yeah.
Mama give me that good.
Yeah.
Cause I'm the fireman. You hit a fire.
I'm the fireman. Fireman. I got that fire.
I got him. You just fuck it up and I'm gonna put you out.
Come on. We did that. My ad was on point.
It was.
My
You
was
did
on point.
great.
No, your ad lib, because I was definitely
and it
not
was
ready.
very much New Orleans.
I was with it.
It was.
I tapped back
He
in.
said, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me thank you for coming through.
It was a pleasure.
Because this was a very different episode for us, and I really, really enjoyed it.
It was great.
So make sure you come back and fuck with us. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Hey.
I got him.
I know that's right,
Okay.
Queen.
I really be rapping. That's crazy.
Nah, you
We
flowed
waiting
that.
for the Detroit one.
You flowed that. You flowed
We waiting
that.
for these
I
niggas
thought I had to
crazy
catch your slack somewhere.
Slack.
Nah, you
First of all,
blazed it.
I said before we
Blazed
started
it.
the episode, I was a Lil Wayne